Shout out to Wilmington, Delaware. Appreciate the love. I'm hoping we can stop littering on the campus grounds. You know, too much litter on the campus grounds. I'm not feeling that. Please put the trash in the trash can, not on the street. I done picked up, somebody shitted. I don't know if that was human shit or dog shit, but somebody shitted on my school steps. I don't know why you would shit on my steps or let your dog shit on my steps. So please, 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 no more shitting on my steps, all right? Woo, we got the doggy out here. This dog keep on pissing on my damn yard. Who dog is this? Whose dog is this keep? See, it look like he gonna try to start shitting again. Yo, you. Hey, stop shitting in the yard, family, okay? I done found condoms, alcohol bottles all over the place. This is not the drink spot. We gotta do something about this dog. Well, he done already shit it, so I think he done for the night. He might be fasting too. Shit, I don't know.
Speaking of farming, I need some black farmers to get at me. You must know your trade, because I'm looking at farmland in Delaware. We need an acre or two for our school farm. We need an acre or two for our school farm. We're going to have crops and animals, cows, horses, chickens, turkeys. We might even do some pigs, black pigs, black pigs. We're going to have black pigs. We're going to have a farm, crops and animals. I will be going through the resumes. I will be going through the resumes to see if we got any black farmers. But if you are a black farmer, just text me. Dr. Umar, I'm a farmer and I'm in DC. I'm in Virginia. I'm in Michigan. I'm in Pennsylvania. I can come help you anytime, brother. I'm a retired farmer. I love to help you set up your farm. Aquaponics. Oh, we about to take it over. Crops and animals. Cows, horses, chickens, turkeys. We might even do some pigs, black pigs, black pigs, black pigs. The black mice come in and we go squealing around the floor. Squeal, 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 squeal. Cows, horses, chickens. Buck, buck, the loosey goosey. You buck, buck. The loosey goosey, you buck, 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 buck. I'm gonna go to the pet store and I'm gonna get about 50 baby mice. And the minute one of you Negroes starts squealing about election day, I'm gonna throw a mice on your ass.
Memphis, Tennessee, October 5th. Memphis, Tennessee, October 5th. So we got back-to-back Memphis. Back-to-back Memphis. Damn, bro.
Black pigs.
All right. Thank you all so much for tuning on in to another live stream here with the Quick Press Chat. Got a lot to get into today. Thank you so much. Let's get into it.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG, it's coming. 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 Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG His common thought is personality. Be twerking, it's twerking.
All right, all right, all right. You know, and that scene right there, that tells it all. These buildings, the kicking spot for old black people, ain't got nothing to do with the young children. Nothing to do with the children. And that's the big issue with this whole FDMG school scam. Ain't got nothing to do with no children. There's no children being educated. 19 years into this, and not one child has been educated. And Umar has a nerve to throw 2 parties for old black people. It's the kicking spot. Yesterday's show was a doozy. I want to thank everyone for tuning on, and thank everyone inside the Cookie Crush chat. You are undefeated. I want to thank everyone for tuning on. And yesterday was a doozy. Umar, sometimes I figure that we'll watch an Umar video and it's like it's no big deal, but there's always something. There's always something. And there's a couple of things that took place yesterday. And one of the things that keeps coming to mind is the fact that at some point during Umar's live stream, there was a siren, a horn that goes off. And Umar starts looking around and he says, and I'm paraphrasing, that that's the alarm that it's the alarm that blares when someone is trying to escape the prison down the street. I want everyone to think about that for a moment. There is, in fact, a level 5 maximum security prison less than a mile away from these abandoned buildings. It's always something. There's other prisons too over there in correctional facilities over there in that area too. But that in and of itself is very, very telling. It's always something with Umar. The more and more I dig into the research dealing with Umar, going back to the older videos where he first appeared online, the more I realized that this whole FDMG thing, it was a scam from the beginning. There were times where I thought that maybe he had good intentions, but the truth is that he never had good intentions. He never had it in his mind that he was going to actually fulfill the promise of opening up FDMG. And even if you go back to 2010, 2011, 2012, you'll see it very clearly. He didn't have a plan then. He doesn't have a plan now. And it's just, it's turned into a circus. It really has. It amazes me that he keeps doing this. I would think that a rational thinking person who is at the age of 50 at this point would have said long time ago, wait a minute, I know this isn't going to, and he knows it's not going to happen. Umar, you watch these videos, you know it's not going to happen, but you keep going with it because it's your primary source of income. It's your primary source of income. If the donations stop, Cookie Crush chat, if all of Umar Johnson's donors stop sending him money, you think he would still be up there playing these little games as if he's, the illusion of progress, as if he's getting, he had some guy up there for free. He was doing it for free, power washing the sidewalk. Do you think that Umar would even waste his time doing it? No, absolutely not. But because people still send him money, he will continue to run this scam without an end in sight. It amazes me. Yesterday's show, after I thought about it, I was like, I don't get it. There was someone who sent in a super chat yesterday, and I totally understood where he was coming from. I totally understood, but what he was saying, and I'm paraphrasing again, something to the effect that, there are a lot of people who they continue to send Umar money because they believe, something to that effect, and they believe, and the thing, it just reminds me of that I've believed in things in the past, but at a certain point I woke up. I gave the example of being in a relationship, and at a certain point I woke up and I realized that this wasn't the right relationship for me to be in. This is going back to when I was like 23 years old. And that's the part I don't understand with the whole Umar Johnson saga. There are so many people who still believe in this idea that he's going to open up a school when in point of fact, he has no intention. And he never did. He never did. See, what people are paying for, before we get into the show, when they send him money, what they're paying for is for Umar's dream. Umar's a dreamer. He's not a doer. He's not a builder. He's not a worker. That's why you never see him building anything. You never see him working on anything. He'll say we're working, but he's not doing anything. He's just live streaming. So you never see him bringing anything into fruition of consequence. because he's a dreamer. He's like a little child that has this wild imagination, except he's 50 years old. So what people are sending money to Umar for is the dreams that he has. You know, these outlandish dreams of a 500-acre compound that is encircled by the FDMG River, that they're gonna actually dig out a river that's going to encircle 500 acres, and this river is going to be dug out in such a way to where it's in the shape of Africa. You see what I'm saying? What Black Dot called head movies. Black Dot did a video on Umar quite a few years ago, and he was saying, no, it's not that Umar's a scammer. It's just he has head movies. Well, the truth of the matter is that those two things are not mutually exclusive. See, Umar is both a scammer and he's out there, head movies. And that's where he's just fantasizing and creating a gun club, a dirt bike team. And we're going to turn your child into a black Rambo. We're going to teach them how to float ships. We're going to teach them how to fly airplanes. We're going to teach all this kind of thing. This is Umar. It's the delusional aspect of all of this. The narcissism plays a role in this too, because everything is over the top, but he's also a scammer. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. So it just fascinated me. After yesterday's show, I was really sitting back and wondering how it is possible that here we are in 2024, about to go into 2025, and there's still people who still follow Umar and believe that he's going to open up this school. It's beyond me. It truly is beyond me. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. We're going to finish the video that we started yesterday. So I think there's probably about 5 more minutes left of that one. And then I'm going to pull up the school announcement video where Umar was talking about the keys. Someone sent in a super chat yesterday, and they requested that. And so I'll have that up here today. And then we're going to pull up the next video in the sequence of events, I guess you can say, because we're a little behind. I took a couple of weeks off. And then we'll start to wind down the show. So it won't be as long as yesterday, but we got plenty to get into. Also, I tried that. There's this new feature, by the way. There's a new feature here on YouTube for super chats, and where I can set a goal. And the goal is, in this case, for super chats, 15 till super chats. And if we get to 15 within the next, it says 43 minutes and 24 seconds. I don't know if you guys can see it on your end or not, but I can see it on my end. Then I will play Umar Johnson, California Love. Okay, so this may work. It may not work. We'll see how it goes. Okay. All right. Thank you all again for being here. Everyone inside the Cook Chat. I really do appreciate your presence. Holly B, I'm praying for you and your family throughout the day. If you're here, if not, if you watch this in the archive, I will continue to put in that quote unquote work. That's what my teacher say. Let me go to work. I say, okay, thank you so much. So just know that you're in my thoughts and prayers. Your family is. Okay. All right. So let's get into this for today. What's up, X Freeman? Thank you so much for tuning on in. I appreciate it. Techie Demogod, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning on. Dominique, that's my homie right there. What's up, man? Yeah. Well, yeah, this is true. Part of his dream is to smash the cookies too. You know, it's just different levels. It's not even levels. It's there because they run in parallel. You got the cookie crushing, but then you also have the idea of being this black leader who's going to open up the school to save black boys. It's so ridiculous. You know, really, that should be mutually exclusive. If you're going to put yourself in this position where you're going to be dictating to black people because you feel like you're the greatest and you're the most requested and you have all this knowledge and so forth and so on. Umar, I don't see him to be knowledgeable from my vantage point. There was a time where I believe that he was gifted on a certain level, but it had more to do with, and I thought that it was intellect, but really what it is just his gift of gab. He knows how to run his mouth. But outside of that, there's nothing that he ever says that makes me go, oh, wow, that's really, really deep, you see. But what I'm getting at is that with Umar, it's just these things that run in parallel. Part of it is the sexual exploitation of black women. The other aspect, and if someone remind me, if you guys want me to later, I want to pull something up on Umar's Instagram page just to go to, and I want to exhibit something to you because he's always talking about the snow bunny crisis, but he will post these videos of white women up there. Well, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Anyway, it's parallel. The cookie crushing is an aspect of, but then the other aspect of this is this notion or idea that Umar is this great black conscious leader who's going to bring black people to the promised land. But that's just his head movies, and there are people who buy into that. But that really, there should be a separation between that. In other words, if you're going to put yourself in a position where you're supposed to be this great leader, you shouldn't be sexually exploiting black women. You shouldn't be financially exploiting black people. But that's what Umar Johnson does. You see. So with Umar, you got the cookie crushing, you got this idea or this notion that he's this great leader. There's other things too with Umar, that he's some sort of a professional. He hasn't worked in professional. I can pull up the timeline right now. He hasn't worked as a professional in a professional capacity in over a decade. It's a way over a decade. I can pull it up and actually show that to you on my time that I've been putting together. And what's interesting, real quick, with Umar is he lives in fantasy land. As I'm going through these older videos, I'm taking notes on things. And the matter of fact, let me just, I'm not going to show this to you, but this is just so that I can have my timeline. I have this timeline graphic that I've been working on. And I can tell you right now that Umar, when he worked in the Philadelphia school district from 2001 to 2006. After that, he started conducting private work for charter schools, and he was misrepresenting himself. That was in 2007. He was misrepresenting himself as a doctor. He didn't have his doctorate until 2012. Okay, he's a fraudster. That in and of itself shows you that he's a fraudster. And then he works as a school psychologist in 2008 at the age of 34. But then by 2010, he's done with all of that. So if we go 2010 to 2024, Umar hasn't worked as a professional since 2010. That's when he started on the lecture scene. Okay, that's when he's getting into Black conscious community stuff. He's doing the hidden colors, and then all of a sudden you see him talking. He's speaking all over the world. He's not working to any professional capacity. So, but see, with Umar, with his head movies, he still talks these days as if he has a professional engagement with children, where he's doing diagnoses and all this kind. He's not doing any of that. He hasn't been doing that since 2010. So we're talking 14 years, and he still represents himself as if he's some sort of a school psychologist. Where? When? How are you a school psychologist and you don't even have an office? Or if you are a school psychologist and they provide you with the office at the school site, where's the school at? You would be able to type that out. Look, I have a degree in cybersecurity. You would be able to type out a school psychologist's name, and it will pop up where they're working at any given time. You can't find that with Umar. I've never found it. Okay. Has he worked as a school psychologist? Yes. Yes. But that goes back to 2008 was when he works as a school psychologist from 2008. But then by the time you get into 2010, he's off and he's gone. He's not doing that type of work. So we're talking 14 years. See, but one interesting thing about Umar, before we get into this, is that he's stuck in the past where he sees himself as a school psychologist. He sees himself as a school principal. He sees himself as a school vice principal, but none of that is true. And in fact, one last point, as I'm working through these notes, you can go back to 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14. You can see how he's talking about certain things, and he's talking as if it's in the present, but really he's talking about his past. He just continues to misrepresent himself. And in my notes, the key word that I use, that's really a phrase, is this is in the past, not the present. And so whenever he would do this, as I'm going through these videos, I'll be working on these notes. I write them out first, but then I type them out. But as I'm typing out, I'll put in there as a keyword so that I can go back and find all these examples as this was in the past, not the present. But Umar speaks as if this is taking place in the present. This is part of the head movies. Yeah, he's so lost in his own mind, and he creates these fantasies about what he's doing and all these things all these great things that he's doing. None of that is real. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. It's disturbing too. Okay. Let me get to these super chats. Thank you guys so much. Last call. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Laurie says, show me love. Keep that foot on this, guys. Yeah. I know I took a break, but I had other stuff going on. Also, I was working on the most recent segment to the documentary that I'm working on dealing with Umar. It's comprehensive. It's a little bit over 40 minutes long, and it's dealing with the timeline of FDMG and all of the date changes. This guy, he's changed the date over 25 times. It's way over there, but what I have is about 25 that I have listed. There's more that I could have put on the list, and I actually showed the examples of video clips of this. I'll cover other stuff too, but it's something, if you're a member, make sure you check out when you get some time. Okay, thank you, Laura B, for the super chat. I appreciate it. How's it going, Southern B Charm? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, he wants to have a baseball stadium, and it's it's crazy. And I said it's in a video that I produced for members. The 40-minute video, I talk about how it's easily a $1 billion project, but someone sent me a message that says it's way over. It's a couple of billion. And then I thought about it. He said, absolutely right. Operating costs. What operate? He says it's going to be a zoo. So that means there's going to be animals. There have to be caretakers. You have to feed the animals. What's the budget per year for this? There's going to be an airport, a small airport. Okay, that means that he's going to have to get airplane pilots and helicopter. Who's paying for all of that? I guess you would have to get at least one airplane and one helicopter too, right? They're going to teach the boys how to float ships. I would assume that he's going to be teaching them how to float ships on the FDMG River. You know, he says going to have a hospital where who's these doctors? How are you going to pay all these doctors? How much are you going to do? That's crazy. There's going to be a clinic as well. There's going to be 2 schools, and the list goes on and on and on. You know, so yeah, it's not just $1 billion. It's probably a couple of billions of dollars project. And I don't know what the operating budget would be per year. It's crazy. All right. Japal 14 says Umar needs to be in Akhmed. Yeah. He is. He's disturbed. He's a disturbed individual. I think that Umar is so out there and delusional that he doesn't even realize it. You know, and most people who suffer mental health wise on that level, I don't think that they're aware, you know. With Umar, I have a poll question today just to tie it to this. And I know it sounds funny, but it's something that people really need to think about. And that is to say that how is it that Umar at the age of 50 is still living inside his mama's closet? He's been living with her since 2019, at least in this current residence. Okay. He's been living with her since 2019. So for the last 5 years, he was living with her prior to that too. There's eviction notices that are associated with that too. I have all that paperwork. I probably won't show that in the documentary simply because that's tied to the mother. And I perceive the mother to be a victim. Okay, that's how I see it. There's enmeshment issues. It's an unhealthy relationship, but it's been that way since Umar was a teenager. But why is it that at the age of 50 he's still living inside his mama's, under his mama's? I shouldn't say it that way, but we'll say behind his mama's skirt. But really, that's what it is. That's like when Umar, when he talks about relationships and black women and how he wants 2 wives, really what he wants is two mamas to take care of him. And even how he phrases what women are supposed to do for him. We covered this recently. It's like what a mama would do for their little toddler. He says something like, if you need to wipe, you black, you got to wipe my nose. I said, what are you talking about? Are you a toddler? And is that your mama? But see, part of it, Japal, is that Umar mentally, there's some serious issues. That's why, and even emotionally, he's like stuck at the age of 6 or 7. But mentally, there's the core Umar, which I call little Jermaine, and it's like a little frightened child that always runs back to his mother. See, that's some deep issues right there at the age of 50. He has a lot to work through, and I'm telling you, I don't think he recognized. I don't think it actually registers in his mind. He's so far out there. What was I going to say? So real quick, let me, and thanks for super chat, Japal 14. I appreciate it. Let me do this. The poll question is: should a 50-year-old most requested scholar, that's another head movie, how do you quantify that, be living in his mama's closet? And yes, Umar does live inside his mama's closet. I have proof of that. Okay. And what the irony of it, well, it's not even ironic, it's just sad. What's really sad about it is that he will tell black people what you guys need to be doing, and you black men what you need to be doing, and you black women what you need to be doing, and what you need to be doing with your kids. And he often refers it to our kids as if the kids belong to him. And he has all of the answers. He has all the answers. And most of the time when he's talking about anything, especially about black people, he's talking negative. Everything is really, really negative and derogatory. And yet he's living inside his mama's closet at the age of 50. So if you guys don't mind, please answer the poll question when you have a moment. Right now, we have 316 votes. Should a 50-year-old most requested scholar be living in his mama's closet? 16% say yes, and 84% say no. I don't know who the 16% is, but y'all need to get it together. Okay, there's no excuse for that. How do you raise millions of dollars for a school that does not exist? Spend $400,000 on these trap bandos. Probably spend about $120,000 more on other things like the HVAC unit and this, and then I'll pocket the rest of the money. But you don't even have your own place to stay. And where the mama live, it's poverty stricken hood. It's horrible for Umar to even have his mother. And he claims that he's the primary caretaker. No. Umar's a dependent. He was a dependent when he was a teenager. He's a dependent at the age of 50. And in my mind, there's no good reason. And Umar, see, that's why real quick, then we're going to get into it. That's why Umar was pushing that whole idea that he was the primary caretaker, because really in his mind, he was trying to justify why it was that at that time, at the age of 47, he was still living with his mama. And so in his mind, it's, oh, well, I'm the primary. How are you the primary caretaker if you travel all over the world? And then you report to the IRS that you're spending 60 hours a week at FDMG. How are you the primary caretaker? It's not physically possible, you see. But that's his way of justifying why it is that now at the age of 50 even, he's still living under his mother's roof. And he's not supposed to be there either. I should mention that. Well, we ain't going to get into that right now. Okay, thanks for the super chat, Paul. Let's get to the next super chat here. We're going to what's up, Brian? Brian says, "Show me love." yeah. If we have a goal today, if we get to 15 super chats, I will play that. Okay, we'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but this is a new feature that they have here on YouTube. I hope everything's going well, Brian. Thanks for tuning on in. And then Lewis Lex says, "It's easy to understand why people still believe they're brainwashed. Some people are more susceptible than others, especially if the person delivering the message is articulate and authoritative." This is true. This is true. And Umar can turn it on and he can turn it off. And what I mean by that is there are times where he's not as articulate and not as authoritative, but then there are times where he can hit that switch, and then especially when he's speaking, in front of an audience, that's really his go-to. He can become articulate. He can also act a fool too, but he can become articulate. He can become authoritative. One of the things that I learned about Umar early on when I started studying him is that the sense of authority that he presents to people, it's really derived out of this notion that he's some sort of expert. And that's why he was always talking about how he has 6 degrees. And then on other videos, he says it really doesn't matter. Well, if it doesn't matter, why are you always talking? He always do that. When people would question him, why I have 6 degrees, blah, blah, blah. That's one thing that he would do. So in other words, the degrees, that's the leverage that he uses against Black people, and that establishes authority. Okay. But the other thing was that Umar, he speaks with such confidence as if he knows everything. But that's part of the narcissism. But he speaks with so much confidence, but in point of fact, he actually has very low levels of self-esteem, and he doesn't have much confidence at all. I'm talking about the core Umar. Okay, but he can flip that switch. And then the other thing is that when he delivers his message, he tends to be over the top, grandiose, and he tends to yell. And that also, for whatever reason, establishes a level of authority for Black people in particular, who are susceptible to that. And I think that there are a lot of Black people who are susceptible. It's unfortunate. I mean, there's a lot of people in general who are susceptible to that, but Black people in particular. And so, yeah, you're right. These are some of the reasons why people still believe in Umar. The other thing is that there's something called the sunk cost fallacy. And that is wherein a person will put in energy into something, they can put time into something, they could put attention into something, or they can put money into something. And the more that they do this, the less they're inclined to step away, even though they know that it's not really worthwhile. But because they've already invested so much time, they've already invested so much money, they've invested so much attention, in some cases labor, it's very difficult for them to recoil and say, okay, I'm going to stop doing this. And so what they get into the cycle of just keep going, you keep going, you keep going. Well, that's what has happened with this FDMG school scam. There are people, I'm sure, who back in 2010 heard about it, and now we're in 2024. But along the way, they may have sent Umar $500, $5,000, $20,000. I'm talking about over the course of a decade or so. And so because they've already put in so much, it's hard for them to recoil and step away and turn away because of the sunk cost fallacy. You see? So that's another thing, another dynamic dealing with Umar. It's really, really interesting. It's just at this point in this whole Umar Johnson saga, I just find it very difficult to understand why it is that a person, well, I guess you're right, Lewis. It's true. People still believe because of the brainwashing, and Umar, he has done that to a T. He really has. He has a strong grip, as many cult leaders do, over his audience, to where he can demean them, disrespect them, tell them what to do, and then tell them to give him money. And when they do it, they send him money. He will disrespect them afterwards, and they still keep coming back and still keep sending this guy money. That's what you call that's mind control. That's brainwashing. Okay. Thanks, Lewis Luck, for the super chat. Sigmund says, how's it going? Sigmund says, as you say, Lenon, who's paying for this? That should be on a t-shirt. Yeah. That's the thing with Umar. We can. It doesn't matter whether you go back to 2005 or you go all the way up to 2024 as we're getting closer to 2025. That's the real question that you can ask about dealing with Umar, is who's paying for this? Because he's come up with all kinds of ideas, and FDMG is just the one that he was able to really start getting money. He's collected millions of dollars for this. But the thing is that if we go back to 2014, prior to the St. Paul's, that's when he had posted that 500-acre compound. It's like a cult compound in the shape of Africa. And the question that I thought about this, I said, well, who's paying for this? He didn't have any money. He still ain't got no money. He even admitted that he doesn't have money. In fact, see, this is something that I wish we had taken more time to talk about yesterday. Umar has someone come up there to these abandoned buildings after 5 years and 8 months. And this person comes up and power washes the sidewalk and the steps of these abandoned buildings. And this person does it for free. This guy does it for free, and Umar continues to ask for donations. Why would someone send this guy donations if he's not even paying people to do work that should have been done 5 years and 8 months ago? And it's not like it would be expensive anyway. See, that money comes in and the money goes out. Not one black child has been educated. So who's paying for it? Sigmund, I have a video where Umar says that after he purchased these abandoned buildings, he stated that it's going to cost $1 million to renovate, to completely renovate these buildings. $1 million. It's a figure he just throws out there. But he should have been sitting on $1 million at that time. Where's the money? And so all the stuff that still needs to be done, we can ask, where's all the money gone? But then we can ask, well, who's going to pay for this now? And it just keeps going and going and going. And here we are now, 5 years and 8 months since he acquired these abandoned buildings, 14 years since he stated that the school was going to open in 2013, and 19 years, going on 20 years since Umar conceptualized FDMG. And all along the way, Sigmund, we can ask the question, who's paying for it? Well, guess what? Umar's not paying for it. He ain't paid for a doggone thing. Think about that, y'all. Umar has no skin in the game. Well, how much money has he donated? That's like, then we're going to get to it. But then Umar Johnson's followers, they always have the same excuses for Umar to defend Umar. One of them is, you guys already know, it's, well, you didn't donate. Did you donate? No, I didn't donate. Umar didn't donate either. So what you talking about, Craig? You see what I'm saying? Umar ain't donated nothing. See? All right. Thanks for the super chat. Vixen says King Kong consciousness is nothing more than an influencer who does skits in its social media gold. I don't know anyone who is looking to him for a message. Well, Vixen, there are people who do. They do look towards Umar for his message. It's true. It's sad. It's sad, but it's true. He is a walking, talking meme these days, especially with the younger generation, because they're on TikTok and all this kind of stuff. My kids be sending me stuff. They say, you see this about Umar? And I look, I said, and they'd be laughing. See, he's turned into, he's nothing more than a social media influencer. He's not an organizer, even though he claims to be. He's not a school psychologist, even though he claims to be. He's not a vice principal, even though he claims that he's not a principal, even though he claims. He's not the most requested scholar, even though he claims to. He's not even a scholar. Where's the peer-reviewed work? He produced 2 books and there's no source material. That's not scholarly. Everyone think about this for a moment. He's just an influencer. He's a social media influencer. And he tells black people what they should be doing when really he should be focusing on his life, and so that he can get out of his mama's closet. That's what Umar, that's what you really should be doing. You know, you're 50. I know, and we're around the same age. You're a little older than me, but I look at you like a, I don't even want to say a little boy. I mean, you are like a little boy, but I don't want to say son, but I look at you like a little brother who's just lost his way. I'm trying to get you on the right path. That's all. That's all. What you should be focusing on is getting your life turned around. Is stop turning this heat down. Stop scamming. You see, stop sexually exploiting these black women. Get your health, get in better health. Take better care of yourself. Make sure you wash. Make sure you wash your hair as well. You know, stop walking around looking like a bum. Okay? It's not a good look. And stop living at your mama's house. Get your life together. That's what you should be focusing on at the age of 50. You see. And really, you should have done this a long time ago, but we get caught up. I've got caught up at times in my life too, but that's really the message. Umar, I know you watch these videos, and that's really what you should be focusing on. But you're so caught up in the social media madness, and you're so used to it, the attention, and it feeds your ego, and you have a massive ego. Your ego is one of the biggest egos I've ever seen, ever. Okay? And the narcissism doesn't allow you to see beyond yourself, and it's everyone else's fault. You don't want to hold yourself accountable. Well, you have to hold yourself accountable for even living inside your mama's closet at the age of 50. You see? But at the end of the day, everyone in Cook Chat, if you think about Umar, he's not a great leader. He's not some great organizer. All the stuff that he says that he is, none of that's true. That's just the head movies. That's the illusions that he is. It's delusions with Umar. What he is a social media influencer who lives inside his mama's closet. That's it. And he ain't the only one. He ain't the only one. Thanks, Vixen, for super chat. Christopher sent the super sticker. Thank you so much, Christopher. I like that image too. It's like I can look at it one way and it goes in. I can look at it another way and it's like going out like a sphere coming towards me. Okay. That's a little weird. Thanks, Christopher, for the super sticker. I appreciate it. What's up? Alden says, could the average person build up a thriving? What do you mean? What do you mean by a thriving? I don't know what you mean by that, Alden. Okay. You're going to have to let me know. Just type it in the chat room right now. I'm interested in finding out what you mean by that. Let me see something real quick over here. What's going on with this chat? Oh, so yeah, let me. I don't know if you may not even still be in here, Alden, but I'm looking inside the chat room, so let me know. Okay. Christopher also says, can the city take the buildings back? I don't think so at this point. I don't think so because the taxes are paid. They would have to have a reason, and taxes could be one of the reasons, but the back taxes have been paid. You know, I guess if there was something going on up there that was illegal and was a threat to the community over there, see, but it would have to go through Umar's nonprofit. They would have to go that route. See, the only way that I can see this really crumbling at this point is the IRS finally come down on Umar for non-reporting of income and donations received in his nonprofit. And at that point, if they shut him down, if the IRS shut him down there, I mean, he would still have possession of the properties. He could just simply sell them and then move on. You know, you guys think about it. That's what Jay Morrison, ultimately, that's what he did. You know, he sold the Black House, but he didn't issue any dividends to any of the investors. Well, that guy, he came up big time. Y'all think Umar's bad. I mean, Umar's bad, but I'm talking about just strictly from a financial standpoint. Jay Morrison, that guy got people for millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. It's crazy, you see. But with Umar, I think the IRS thing is the way that he would ultimately get hemmed up and will bring this all to a close. But understand that people like Umar and Jay Morrison, these scammer types, if something fails or it's shut down, they just find another what people call a grift. I don't really like using that term, but they'll find a new hustle. That's the term I like to use, and they'll find a new scam. And that's what they do. And they'll just pick up with the new one and they'll keep it going until that one gets shut down. And then they'll come up with the new one because they're criminal minded in that way. They're always thinking of a new way of getting over on people. See? Yeah. Let me see if Alden did Alden post in here? I really want to know what he meant by that. He may not be in here anymore. Okay. I don't see it. Okay. But thanks for the super chat, Christopher. And thanks for the super chat, Alden, as well. And Lewis Suck also says Umar is a leader. He misleads like a mofo. Well, he's a self-proclaimed, but really he's a social media influencer. It's not like Umar has any type of grassroots connection to anyone. That's one of the big things I learned about Umar early on. Umar doesn't have any boots on the ground per se. In fact, his father is more active in Philadelphia in terms of grassroots than Umar ever has been, and he still is to this day. With all of my criticisms that I have for Jamal, you have to give him credit for that. You know, and in the documentary, I give him credit for that, in addition to other things too. Okay, because I'm not an unfair person, and Jamal used to get on my nerves. He really did, but that's okay. You know, we're all trying to find our way on this little rock that we call Earth. Anyway, Umar, he's not a leader. He's a social media influencer, and I want to thank the person who said that earlier because that's precisely what it is. He's a social media influencer who pretends to be all of these different things, including a leader. But in point of fact, he's not leading anyone per se. Nothing tangibly speaking. It's not as if it's grassroots. People will say, well, he speaks. Yeah, but he'll go there and it's a one-off, or he'll return 2 years later. It's not like he's building any substantive relationships and he's building into the future with any of these people. It's just an exploitation tactic to get money, to crush cookies, or at least have access to more cookies, but then also to have a place to stay. They'll put them in food to eat, just like a little boy. They'll give him a place to stay, and they'll give him room and board, and he have a hot meal, and then he's there for a couple of days, and then he's on to the next. Okay, that's how Umar's been living his life since 2010. See, and guess what? At the end of the day, where does he end back up? He ends right back up in his mama's closet. He's 50 now. See, that's not leadership. Okay, okay. Thanks, little sec. Tori says, "Nice advice, but you lost him at." I know. But the thing is, see, and this is for all you men. Listen, what Umar calls cookies. I trust me. I get it. I got 5 kids. Okay, I've made love to my wife 5 times. That's it. 5 times. Okay, I get it, but that's different. and see, you can have a fulfilled life, including the intimacy aspect, with one woman, as opposed to, just running through all these women. That's just crazy to me. Umar's 50. I mean, that's just crazy to me. Nothing good ever comes out of that. See? So men, whatever your needs happen to be, you can have those needs fulfilled within the context of a loving relationship. Okay, and then if they're not being met to your satisfaction, then you have a conversation, and then you guys work together, and whatever you need to do, or get therapy, whatever you guys need to do as a couple to get, whatever, and then whatever she may need, whatever. Okay, you guys figure all that out. But being out here in these streets like this, running through these women like this, it's not. I've never seen one man in my life. I've never seen one man benefit from that long term. Okay, he may benefit in the moment, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. All right. But long term, okay, it's a formula for failure. It's a formula for unnecessary drama. It's a formula for venereal diseases. It's a formula for baby mama creation. It's a formula for all kinds of stuff that is just totally unnecessary. Find you a good woman, be a good man, commit, enjoy each other. You want to have some kids, raise a family, and just do that, as opposed to what Umar's doing. And guess what? Tori did. He's living inside of mama closet. It ain't worth it. It's just not. Thanks for super chat, Tori. Oh, you just says I'm not black. What does Dusty? No. We're not going to do that today. Because yesterday that was a one-time only show. Okay, we a user 225. We're not. Thanks for super chat though, but we're not going to do that. Okay. All right. Let me get to these last super chats. Then we go get into the video for today. Lewis Lex says, I can picture him in that closet eating Little Debbie's and coloring in his coloring books with headphones on and no music playing, mumbling LenonHonor to himself. Yeah, he likes Little Debbie's. The thing is that he's like a child. I'm not going to say he's in there, doing the coloring books. I mean, I guess it's possible. I'm not going to do that to him, Lewis Lex. Okay. I know. I really, we shouldn't laugh, but it's just, if you put it all together, it's hilarious because the irony of it all. Umar really does believe he's some great leader, and he's the Messiah. He's called himself the Messiah. He thinks that he's God's gift to women. He really thinks he's like some sort of a pimp or player. Big Papa, as he calls himself. He thinks he's a principal and he's a vice principal and he's descendant of Frederick Douglass. None of that's true. He thinks that he's a therapist, and he thinks that he's I remember one time he says, I'm a conflict resolution expert. I said, what? Well, what happened with the SETI rant? What about the Tyreek? If you're an expert in that, what about Tyreek Nasheed and Boyce Watkins and Michi X? They remember y'all forgot about that. Y'all remember he had beef with Michi X for a while. All these things is just fantasy land. These are just things that he comes up in his mind, but he's really none of that. What he is he's a lost little boy, but he's 50, who was a dependent, and he lives inside of his mama's closet. And that's really fundamentally what, and it's true. He's a social media influencer. I'll give him that. But all this other stuff that he pronounces himself to be is fictitious. It's just these things, head movies, things that he believes inside of his mind. But none of that is real. None of that's tangible. And it's through mind control that his followers actually believe that he's these things. But if they ask themselves, okay, if he's a school psychologist, where? If he's a school principal, where? And I'm talking about in real time. Where? Today. If he's a therapist, where? Where's his office? Is it mama closet? See, and you can go all the way down the list. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, when you go through everything, you come right back to his mama's closet. Okay. And I keep bringing him his mama's closet out because that's the main video we're going to get into today. Thanks to a for super chat. Vixen says, "Can I sing FDMG is coming for the?" No, you cannot. No, can you sing? If you can sing, you can record something, record yourself singing it and email it to me. LenonHonor@yahoo.com. And if it sounds good, we can put something together. Okay. You're gonna get on, you're gonna send me something, you're gonna be sound like Umar. I said, no, we ain't gonna do that. We can't do that. Okay, thanks, Vixen, for super chat. Okay, real quick. Iceman Vamp says, my answer to the poll question is in the first super chat, which you skipped. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back up there. Don't make me throw a mic on you. Okay, hold on one second. Let me scroll up to the top. I might have missed one. Didn't I get this one? I got this one. Says I answered yes on. Oh wow, you answered yes on the poll. Here's my logic. Would you rather have Umar in mama's closet or have him be your next? Okay. Keep him in the closet. Okay, I got. But that's not really the question. It's not whether or not he should stay in the closet. The question is, should he be in the closet in the first place at the age of 50? But I see your point. Okay, and I apologize for missing that super chat. It didn't come up on here until I scroll all the way up. I missed it because I think I started with Lori. Okay, thanks, Iceman Vamp. But I do see your point. I feel bad now. I'll be feeling bad for Umar, because that's sad to still be at the age of 50. It's just sad. Okay. Thank you so much again for super chat. Then let's go to, let's see here. Okay, and then this was the other one. Okay, I got you. Thanks so much. And what's up, Dominique? Says you 50 years old talking about I'm book, and you living at home with your mama. Umar's running a SETI. Now that's some serious irony. If you guys go back and thanks for reminding me about this, Dominique. If you guys go back and listen to the SETI rant when he's going at SETI, he's going off on SETI. He says, what kind of N is almost 50 living at his mama's house or sleeping on his mama's couch, something like that. I can't remember which one it was. Okay, this was a SETI rant. This is what, 6 years ago, something like that. I think it was about 6 years ago. I have it in my notes. 6 years ago, I think. The irony of that is that Umar at that time was living with his mama. And here we are all these years later, and he still lives with his mama, but now he lives inside his mama's closet. You see the irony there? And I think about it now, Dominique, if we go back and watch that and we put it within the scope of Umar projecting, I'm sure that there's a lot there that in retrospect, if we go and watch it, we can look at it and be like, wait a minute, he's just projecting. He's actually talking about himself. And that was one example where he's talking about himself. He was the one, and I don't know what SETI's situation is. Maybe he was living with his mama. I don't know. But the point is, I know for sure that Umar was living with his mama, and he still lives with his mama today. The irony of all of that. See? But Umar, he could have just been projecting because he does that a lot. See? All right, thanks, Dominique. That's a good point. Christopher, thanks for, I think you sent the super sticker. Thank you so much. User 225 says, has Umar ever mentioned you by name? Or yeah, he has. He's mentioned me by name. He messed my name up a couple of times. He called me LenonHonor. He called me LenonHonor or something like that. Yeah, he's meant, and see, that was one of his big mistakes was when he started mentioning my name. And I wasn't deep into research into Umar. I was a critic of Umar, but I didn't really get deeper until after that, because what ended up happening is that he started to issue physical threats to different people, and then he was putting people's personal information out there, addresses, my home address, and that kind of stuff. And he was telling his followers to come up and confront me. See, and I'm the kind of person, and I've always been like this. I'm not going to let anybody punk me. I don't care who it is. If you wrong, you wrong. You see. But if you're wrong and I call you out on being wrong, and then you do something like that, okay, well, that means that now I have a job to do now. I have a task that needs to get done, and I'm still on that task to this day. See, if he hadn't done that, I would think I would probably have still done Umar videos, but I wouldn't have been as consistent, and I probably wouldn't have gotten to the deeper research like I'm getting into now. But that was one of his big mistakes, was mentioning my name, because that also brought a lot of people over to my channel. My subscriber count went up. And I got a lot more support from people at that time relative to where it was at before. And so that was a big mistake on his part. He mentioned my name quite a few times in different videos. Matter of fact, when he was on the Lord Jamar interview, he mentioned me and was talking crazy. I said, man, you out your mind. That's the thing. Everything that I say about Umar, I would say it to his face. No questions asked. There's no doubt, no one should ever have any doubt about it. I would tell him to his face everything that I say here, what I say in these videos. But I know one doggone thing, at least some of the stuff that Umar has said. Okay, I'm not saying all the stuff, okay, but some of the stuff that he has said, he would not say it in my face and in my presence. And the reason why I know that to be true is because Umar does not he does not like to deal with men, real men. Men who are unwilling to be punked by another man. And I'm one of those types of people. I'm real cool. I'm real peaceful, laid back. I ain't looking for no trouble. But you try to punk me, and okay, I'm the person that bullies the bully. I know that sounds a bit arrogant, but that's how I am. I just don't play that shit. I've never been that way. Most of the time, I'm just laid back. I ain't, it's cool. Go ahead. But you start popping off the mouth, issuing physical threats. Shit, I'm not the one. And I'm not with the street stuff either. Okay. That's just not necessary. I'm with the research and receipts. That's what I do. Okay. So yeah, he's mentioned my name, but that was one of his biggest mistakes for different reasons. And one of the primary reasons that if he hadn't gone that route, I would have been done with him a long time ago. And he would have been scamming and scheming and living it up. And it would have been a lot easier. See, but he tricked that off by talking crazy, talking reckless. See, that's one thing I don't do. I don't talk reckless. I have facts, I have receipts. Just because someone says something about Umar, I just don't say, okay, that's true, because there's people that have lied about Umar. That's not enough for me. I gotta see actual proof. I gotta see evidence, not hearsay. See? And whenever I speculate, I tell people I'm speculating here. But for the vast majority of what I'm saying here, I'll provide receipts, and I can pull up receipts at any given time and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? All right. Thanks for the super chat. Okay, and then Truth using logic sent in a super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing all right. Okay, let me get to these other two, and then we'll get into the video for today. Sigmund says, does any woman in the Cook chat consider a 50-year-old man who lives in his mama's closet as sexy and desirable? Okay, that's a question that the women would have to answer. I can't answer that question. What I can say is that I really don't see how any man at the age of 50 could feel good about himself living inside of his mama's closet. I can't see that. But I don't think Umar feels good about himself in the first place. I think he has very low levels of self-esteem. I think he's self-conscious, especially about his physical appearance. His hair, he's always playing in his hair. That's See, I would propose that even him talking about women's hair all the time and the weave and all this stuff, part of it is to control. He wants to control black women. But another aspect of this is just it makes him feel more confident in his own appearance. Because if I can talk bad about you with your weave, then it makes me feel good about myself while I'm looking like a pook. And Umar didn't always look like that either. You guys go back to them older videos. He used to have fades. He had his hair cut nice. He had on suits and ties and shit. Now he looked like he's a poop just that rolled out of a cardboard box. Literally, that's so sad. See, now some women may find that to be sexy and desirable, I guess. But to each their own. I'm just saying that from a man's perspective, I know that I would not feel comfortable with myself, and I would not feel confident in myself, and I wouldn't feel good about myself if at the age of 50 I was living inside my mom's closet. I just wouldn't. There's one other thing I got to mention here, Sigmund. It's because we tend to talk about Umar within the scope of social media and the Black conscious community and the FDMG school scam, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But because you're bringing this up right here, let me just say this too: the fact that he has 2 daughters and he's living inside his mama's closet at the age of 50 and he don't take care of his kids. That's a damn shame. I try not to shame people because I know what it feels like to feel ashamed. Not that other people have shamed me that much, but I feel bad about decisions that I've made in my life, and I have shame about it. I have regrets and that kind of stuff. It doesn't feel good, so I try not to do that. Okay, that's why I'm very careful with Umar Johnson falls. I don't try to shame you, and I always apologize if I go a little bit too far or go a little bit too hard. And I'll say I apologize. I didn't mean to say that I went a little bit too far. I apologize because I don't want people to feel that way. I know what it feels like. See, but that right there. Sigmund, Umar should be he should be ashamed. He should be ashamed. You don't have your own place. Even if you had visitation rights outside of supervised visitations, where would you take the child to? What kind of man? This morning it was we got our first little storm. I knew it was coming because the wind was whipping last night, and I already could tell it was cold wind. I said, oh, here we go. And I already had it in my mind before I went to bed. I said, okay, we're going to make sure that I get up a little bit earlier so I can make sure that I get my daughters off to school so they don't have to stand in the bus, at the bus stop, in the rain and in the wind. And then when I get back home, my youngest son, he's about to go to school to catch the bus, and I try to get back before he leaves the house, but sometimes I'm unable to get back in time. So I was driving by and I saw him walking, and I pulled. I said, "Come on!" And he got in the car. I said, "I'm gonna go take you up over here, and we'll sit next to the bus stop until the bus comes." Now the other kids, they standing outside. Okay? I'm not saying that they have bad parents, because their parents they probably got other shit to do. But for me, if I have the time, That's what I do. Okay. I'm not doing it to be braggadocious because that's what we should do. Okay. Now, with my daughters, I'm not going to have them. Now, with my son, I probably could have let him go ahead and walk, but I was coming back anyway. So I saw him. I said, come on, But see, Umar can't tell you one of those types of stories. And all the years that I've covered Umar and all the videos going back to 2008, 2000, there's a video from 2005 too that I found, but it was uploaded much later. And all the videos, I've never heard him mention one story about being in his children's lives and doing anything for them or anything like that. That's crazy. You can't feel good about yourself. See, and even if you wanted to be an active participant, you got to get out your mama's closet. Where you gonna take the kids? Yet again, I guess some women, they find desirable. All right. Thanks, Sigmund. Love for Sense says, did we get to 15? Let me see. It says 12, and we only have 2 seconds. Because the way that it's set up, we got 15, but the way that it's set up is their tiers. So I think it's $5. Well, I'll tell you what, because we did get to 15, even though we didn't get it based on what the goal. And next time I'll change it, but don't worry about it. I'm gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it. We didn't get it. Matter of fact, let me do it like this. Hold on one second. If we get one more super chat, that's at least $2 in the next 15 minutes, then I'll play it. Okay, I'm gonna put the goal because I want to see what happens if we actually get it. All right, so let me leave it like that. I think we got it in terms of the amount of super. No, I don't think we did actually. No, we did. It's just that the way that it's set up, it has to be. There's certain tiers. Okay, all right. I'm gonna figure it all out. Okay, all right. Let's do. So thank you, Love for Sense. It's coming. Don't worry. We're gonna get to it. All right. Thanks for super chat. Let's see where else. I got the truth using logic. Thank you so much, and good to see you here too. Thanks for the super sticker. I appreciate it. And I got Sigmund. Thank you so much. And then Love for Sense, thank you so much. What's up, KKC? Says, peace, Leonard, just showing some love. So thank you so much, man. Yeah, this is one of the OGs. He and I go back many, many years, and he's covered Umar extensively over the years. And there's information that I've sourced from him over the years, too. So and again, I don't promote people. You guys know this, but this guy, I've known this guy for a long time. Okay, KKC. He's the homie. Okay, so you guys can check out he does Umar videos. He still does Umar videos to this day. There's a lot of people that used to do them. They don't do them anymore. But this is someone who was early on was covering Umar, and it's worth checking out. And his YouTube page is King Kong Crazy. Okay, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate the super chat. Okay, hope everything's going well with you and your family. All right. Okay. All right. So let's get into the show. We've already gone an hour in. We ain't even watched the video yet, but it is what it is. Okay. Black Anonymous, give a shout out to Black Anonymous. Shout out to Holly B. I've been praying for you. Okay. Redmond says, Lenon, we need that 12-inch FDMG is coming club. Yeah. Well, I'm working on a documentary. One of the things I want to do is to have a soundtrack, but that's towards the middle of next year, where I would think I would be close to finish up the documentary. Then I would put together a soundtrack. I'm still considering doing background music for certain segments of the documentary too. I'm gonna try to take a creative approach, but I will have my receipts in order too. Anyway, that's something else to look forward to. Don't hold me to it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it quite yet because in terms of time, I'm not sure if that would be a good time investment, but it's something that I am thinking about. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, I got Sigmund's. Okay, did I get all these super chats? Okay, I got everyone. Okay, thank you so much. All right, let me scroll down to the bottom here. Someone said, I need some more. Okay, you'll play it now? Okay, I'll play it now. I just want to see what happens if we do hit the goal. I'm sure we'll get it anyway, but yeah, let me go ahead and pull it up. Here we go.
Bells in front of bell, collar for the dreaming. To the rest step of this bed, that did the hoops screaming. Did it from money and alcohol, the fiend of the best five ball, the jump, and so to the body, the rhythm died, the college, the champion. That's right. That's right. What we do. He's a low man. Like a slow jam. It's West Side. so you know that I bow down to no man. So them fans, put it up on beat from Dre. Them is to the root of the leg. From Oakland to West Side. The back down. Show me love. Inside about it. West Side, where y'all at?
All right, there you have it. Umar, he's something else, isn't he? He hilarious. Okay, I have a video too where he talks about he was really deep into Tupac. All right, I was too when I was in college the first time. Okay, so I want to finish up with the video that we covered yesterday. We just didn't get it to my earbud ran out of energy, juice, and then I couldn't get it to the other one to function. So I want to finish the video that we started yesterday, and then if we should have time. And then after that, I want to get into the video where Umar is inside his mama's closet. I don't even know what he's talking about in that video. But before I do that, I want to pull this up because someone has sent in the super chat to request this, and this is the keys video. Let's check it out.
Is the presiding Orisha. Okay. Not only that, the school is the color of Orisha Oshun. The school is the color of gold and honey, and it's situated geographically between two lakes. So we could go down to the lake and do our offerings. We could go down to the lake and offer our ebor. This is going to be beautiful, brothers and sisters. This is going to be heaven on earth. But y'all got to keep donating. Okay? Y'all got to keep donating. How much is it going to cost to restore the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy? How much is it going to cost? The restoration costs is $1 million for complete restoration if I want to go through a regular contractor and building company. Remember.
Okay, regular contract. He just throws out this figure. There has not been any inspection. There hasn't been anyone come up there to look to see exactly what needs to be done. And provide an estimate. He just throws that figure out there, $1 million, just like that.
We got 4 buildings. We have 2 schools. Let me be clear. We have 2 schools. We have the Frederick Douglass building and we have the Marcus Garvey building. We have the Frederick Douglass building and we have the Marcus Garvey building. We have 2 schools. And then we have another building that I'm going to turn into the Pan-African Research Center and another building, which is going to be the community center. Okay?
See, this is all head movies like I was talking about earlier today.
But guess what? I'm hoping somebody is watching this today. I'm hoping we have an electrician or someone who knows an electrician. I'm hoping we have a carpenter or someone who knows a carpenter. I'm hoping we have a licensed plumber or someone who knows a plumber. I'm hoping we have a roofer or someone who knows a roofer. I hope we have a painter or someone who knows a painter who's watching this and they're going to say, hit up Dr. Umar. And tell him that you are a licensed plumber. Tell him you are a licensed electrician. Tell him you are a licensed carpenter. Tell him you are a licensed painter. Tell him you are a licensed roofer and that you're going to come and fix the roof for free as long as he paid for the materials. Tell Dr. Umar you're going to come and rewire the whole school. He just got to pay for the material. Tell Dr. Umar you're going to come and do the whole plumbing system. You're going to fix anything wrong with the plumbing system. He just got to pay for the material. I'm hoping HVAC. I need HVAC. I need HVAC. I'm hoping somebody with HVAC will text me and say, Doc, I live in Philly. I live in Chester. I live in Delaware. I live in Maryland. I live in New York. I live in Connecticut, brother. I'm licensed. I will come down there and do your HVAC work. When can we get in the building, Doc?
This is nuts.
I got the keys. I got the keys. I got the keys. What they say? They said, they said I was flashing keys, huh? Oh, we got the keys.
So he's talking about me. Because I was clowning him about that video I was clowning him about the keys. I was like, he ain't got the keys. It just goes to show you that Umar, he still watches these videos to this day. Umar followers still be watching these videos. Y'all be sending me messages. I mean, it is what it is. You know, the truth is the truth. You can say what you want to say, but you see, and I'm not saying this to be arrogant, but not one of you Umar Johnson followers know more about Umar than I do. Not one of you. That's a statement of fact. Okay. And I will also dare say that intellectually, that if you called up here right now, that intellectually you wouldn't be able to deal with me. You wouldn't be able to. And I can say this because not to be arrogant, I can say this because with all of the facts and receipts that are already out there and facts that I can pull up at any given time, you have to, if you have a level of intelligence, you would already have recognized that it's nothing more than a scam. And the fact that you don't means that there's some sort of discrepancy in terms of intellectually speaking. That's how I can say that. You see, not one of you Umar Johnson followers know more about Umar than I do. Not one of you have researched into Umar more than I have. And not one of you can deal with me intellectually, point by point, if we debate it point by point dealing with Umar. Because I would just simply pull up receipts one after the other, and it's in Umar's own words. What, you're going to debate Umar's own words? It's just not possible. You see? So this is something to be clear about. Umar watches these videos. He still watches these videos. His daddy still watches these videos. Hi, Jamal. Or should I say A.N. Johnson? Okay. By the way, I was in error the other day. I want to correct myself. Okay. Because I stated that it was Grandpa Cicero who, in his papers that were filed, that he claimed to be a white Cuban. It wasn't Grandpa Cicero, unless that's a name that they gave him, that person, as like a, you know, you call your auntie Bev, but her name is I don't know. I don't know. Her name is Christina or something. But you know, you have those little names, unless there's. But I just want to make this point that if you guys look into the history and you look into the archive and the lineage, you'll find that the person who Umar talks about as ancestry from Cuba, that there's paperwork that you can look at online wherein they classified themselves as white. And I want to correct myself because I said it was Grandpa Cicero. It still may be, but I haven't looked farther along to see, because that could have been a grandfather further along down the line whose name was Cicero, who was from Cuba. But the point is, and I can actually pull up the name and tell you guys, but it's not even necessary. I want to correct myself on that. Okay, to the best of my knowledge, it's not Grandpa Cicero. It's another grandfather who was Cuban, but was classified as white. Okay, all right. Okay, let's get into the show now. Did I finish all that I want to get to right there? Hold on one second. Let's go back to this keys thing.
Oh, we got the keys, brothers and sisters. We got the keys. Okay. It's ours. It's ours. We have succeeded. Thank God. We have succeeded. Thank God. We have succeeded. Let me keep on going. Yes, I need buses. If you offer, I need a black-owned building sign company. I need a company that
everything is I need too with this guy. Brian says straight head movies. Labor always costs more than material. You're absolutely right about that. You guys ever go to a mechanic? I mean, they'll upcharge. They'll increase the amount for the part too. Because I've always researched. Oh, I need a new alternate. I go and look it up real quick on my phone. Where I'm saying, you're trying to charge me $240. I can get one of these from what is that? AutoZone. This is, what is it? $110. I can install it myself too. Nah, shit. I'll see y'all later. Then I'll start working on my own cars. But I don't do it now. I just take it to the shop. Anyway, labor is always more expensive than the cost. It really doesn't matter in general. It really doesn't matter what industry either. But what Umar was attempting to do was he was trying to get work done for free, but he didn't have the money to pay for materials either. I've heard him say stuff like, we need money because we got to get this and we got to get that. Well, I thought you already had the money for the materials. Brian, what I'm going to do in the documentary too is I've already started in tracking all of the times that Umar talked about how much money he had raised. You guys know that in 1 year, in 6 months, roughly a year and a half, Umar had raised $500,000. Any of y'all know that? If you know that, hit the 1. If you didn't know that, hit the 2. I want y'all to think about that. If he raises $500,000, and this is his own words. Okay, so you Umar Johnson followers, y'all. I mean, if you want to, I can put the link in. You want to argue on this? We can go. We can go today. Okay, but I can pull up the receipt and show it to you. Okay. He said $500,000. He raised $500,000. That's $500,000 in 1 year in 6 months. Well, if he raised $500,000 in 1 year and 6 months, how much y'all think he raised over the last decade? And of course, to be fair, we wouldn't expect Umar to make the same amount of money consistently over the last decade because things have fallen off. because less and less people are believing in this foolishness, and less people are donating. Unless he gets on the Breakfast Club, then he gets an uptick, he gets a cash infusion, and then the cycle starts again. See, but even still, it's $2.6 million after a decade. That's feasible. And understand that Umar saying that he had raised over $500,000, whatever that could be, $600,000, $700,000 a year in 6 months. You have to understand that the nature of these scammers, they will always tell you a figure that's less than what they have received, and they'll always tell you a figure that's more than what they need. You know, Umar Johnson's father want to argue with me on this? We can go today. I ain't gonna do y'all like that. I want y'all to think of me. I'm being mean. Thanks, Brian Tisdale, for a super chat. Okay? Yeah, it is true. Labor always costs more, in general, costs more than the parts or the materials. But Umar, he said, I need your time and your labor. He wants that all for free. Okay? Damn, I can virtually feel the spit when he talks. Yeah, but Tori, this is another thing. If you go back and look at old Umar Johnson videos, he didn't do that. I mean, he'd be yelling and screaming and stuff. I'm sure there'd be some spittle that'll come out from time to time, but not like these days. These days, it's like, man, he fell off so bad. He has fallen so low. And I called it years ago. I said, listen, the more money he gets, the more he's going to self-destruct. And I told people he's going to be looking worse and worse and worse. And at some point, he's going to be unrecognizable. If you guys go back and look at those early Umar Johnson videos and compare it to how he's looking right now, you'd be like, who is this, the same guy? See? I told people that a long time ago. Yeah, but Tori, back in the day, Umar didn't do that. He didn't do that. See? But these days, he can't help himself. Same thing with the repeating things 3 times. There were times where he would be giving a speech, and for emphasis purposes, he'll repeat something, which good orators do. And he was really good early on. He was really good. See, he was also fun. He could have been a comedian too. I always give Umar credit, but all that has been stripped away. I mean, he's a shell of himself. You see, but back then he wouldn't do that, repeating shit three times. And I remember there's been times, y'all remember Cook Chat more recently, he used to repeat shit 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I said, what? But there's something going on up here, and he can't stop it. He just starts. Same thing when he starts saying my Norwegian Africans and my Florida Africans and my Cookie Crush Chat Africans. And then he start calling names, my Berry Africans and my Last Call African and my Brian Tisdale Africans and the God Little Prison African. He just keep going and he can't stop. You done lost it. But see, that's what happens. You get to scamming and living this type of lifestyle and turning the heat down and who knows what else and crushing other cookies. This is what you get. See, I told my children, I said, listen, bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people. But if you good, you best believe that karma is real. And at the very least, you can expect that there'll be a level of fairness. Life isn't always fair, but there'll be a level of fairness to where you can expect more good than bad. Okay? Well, Umar, you've been living foul for such a long time. And that's why you're where you're at today, inside your mama closet. All right? Thanks, Tori. Okay, I think I got to all of them. Let me just make sure real quick before we move on. I want to thank everyone. Yeah, so we did get to the goal because I set up another one and it just says, thank your audience. Okay, so I'm supposed to thank the audience. Thank you so much. We reached our goal. Right? And it says start another goal. I'm not going to start another goal. Maybe we just do a goal to start each show and then we'll just move on. Okay. Someone said pride comes before the fall. You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah, that's a huge one, especially doing with Umar. What's up, Jonathan? Hope you're doing all right. What's up, Barry? Okay, so let's finish up the video that we started yesterday. I believe it's this one right
your
here.
Melanin, and then she snatched your money. You done lost twice. Now they coming at Kanye West. Now you got a snow bunny trying to entrap my brother Kanye. Yes, Kanye is a bunny hopper, but he's still my brother. Yes, Kanye West is a bunny hopper, but he's still my brother. Yes, Kanye West is a bunny hopper, but he's still my brother. Now, for those of y'all who know how to think deeply, what do Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean Combs, and Kanye West have in common besides being accused of sex offenses? What do Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Kanye West, and Sean Combs all have in common besides being accused of sex offenses? What do Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean Combs,
okay, Umar,
and Kanye West have in common besides being accused of sex offenses? They're all billionaires. They're all billionaires. They are taking down all black male billionaires. There is an all-right frontal assault on black men with wealth. Let me say it again. There is.
And I gave the example, Jeffrey Epstein. I gave the example of what was the other guy's name? I can't think of his name right now. But the guy who was in Hollywood. That more recently, there's this guy that has this clothing line, Abercrombie and Finch or something like that. I apologize. It's a white dude. He had a boyfriend, and they was doing all kind of freak off type of stuff. And Umar, what is that tearing the black man down too? See? So tired of that narrative.
A direct frontal assault on black men with wealth. And not only black men with wealth, but black men who stand up to the white power structure. Black men who stand up to the white. Bill Cosby tried to buy a major network.
Listen, that was decades before all this, everything went down. But even prior to that, he was already, people knew long time ago. What are you talking about? Matter of fact, did you guys know that Bill Cosby had a joke about the Spanish fly, using the Spanish fly on women? Did y'all know that? Hit the one. It resurfaced like when all this was going on. So what are you talking about, Umar? It's funny because it's not funny, but it's the irony is that Umar, he will classify these same black men as being the black bourgeoisie. But as soon as they come up on some charges dealing with sexual assault, all of a sudden Umar wants to defend him. Umar, he always defends the men who sexually assault. He always does that. See? Yeah. I mean, I could pull it up and play it too. I mean, I said, what? I played it again. I said, he did just say that. Do you guys know who was Bill Cosby's homeboy? His running partner, as it were, in those streets, in those circles. You guys know who it was? It was Hugh Hefner. If you knew that, hit 0. Did you guys know that? Go do a little research. What y'all think they're doing up there at the Playboy Mansion? They just kicking it? Baking bean pies and shit? No, that's not what they doing up in there. And that's what Bill Cosby was into that life. And there's a lot of stuff that's going on with that now that we know, especially with the P. Diddy stuff. Y'all don't think that kind of stuff was going on back then? Come on, stop. You need to cut it out. Bill Cosby should have had his ass at home with his wife, but she knew too. But I'm not even gonna get into that. A lot of these people, they didn't open relationship types of things. So they like, yeah, you're going to Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. That's what they do. They all up to the freaky stuff. That's okay. All right. But it causes a problem later on, as we've seen. Anyway, Umar always defends the abuser every single time. All right. Yeah. Hugh Hefner. That was his homeboy. Yeah. Playboy. And he was a pervert too. I don't care what anybody says. I remember I was gonna say snow bunny. One of the what do they call them? The Playboy bunnies. She was older at the time. And she was talking about how Hugh Hefner was this great guy. And I was sitting back like, well, please, you need to cut it out. Lying for this anyway. Here we go.
That's called standing up to the white power structure.
Yeah, the great entanglement.
Sean Puffy Combs sued Diageo, and he started a black political party.
Yeah.
R. Kelly refused to sell his masters.
Oh, I ain't even heard of this. You said there's a documentary of Hugh Hefner on A&E? Let me go look that up right now. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is from 2022. There's 2 seasons. You know what, Big Pepper? I had no idea. I'm gonna have to watch this. Yeah. Let me see if they got it on Amazon. Yeah, they got it on Amazon Prime. I'm watching this. I ain't gonna watch it tonight though, but I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, thanks for mentioning this, Big Pat Mo. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. You can probably find it on other stuff too. It's called American Playboy, the Hugh Hefner story, and there's 2 seasons. All right. Yeah, thanks for mentioning. I'll check it out. I mean, because if you guys really think about it, it was a sex cult. Okay? Like Nature Boy, that was a sex cult. P. Diddy, in the sense that the individuals who were complicit in doing all this stuff, they're just part of the cult, and it's secretive, and you don't tell nobody. I mean, I'm telling you, I guarantee there's far more people involved in that than what we've been told. Okay, but they're all part of that cult. Okay, and the victims, you know, they got drawn in, but the people who are there and who are victimized, these are the people who are part of the cult. Okay, another person is Polite. That was a sex cult. A lot of people got it twisted. They thought, oh no, this is conscious and this polygamy. So that's what Umar be talking, polygamy talk. See, you guys be very careful. See, I find it fascinating because Polite was a broke bum. Okay, he was a scammer. That's how he was living out of hotels. I mean, this guy, he was such a trickster. He in jail now, but he was such a trickster because with him, everything was about selling himself as being this successful person. So it was more marketing. Jay Morrison was the same way. The marketing is really what got people. That's what allowed him to do it. Umar ain't got no marketing. He just know how to run his mouth really good. Okay? But understand that Polite had a sex cult. Okay? And that's why he wanted to move out there to the freaky deaky land. He left New York and he went over to California to get to the Hollywood stuff. And that's what he wanted because he wanted to play out these fantasies with the freaky deaky shit. That's all that was. And the wives were on board with it. But that was a sex cult. Well, guess what? That's what Hugh Hefner was running. That's all. What you think these women? Come on now, people need to cut it out. Now, let me say this because it's easy to say this now in retrospect. However, I can see how people may perceive someone like Polite as being some sort of black conscious leader or what. I don't know. I guess. You know, and maybe people see Umar, you know, yeah, he's just, yeah, I guess in retrospect, we can see it for what it really is. But I would think that earlier on, people thought one way about these individuals, including Nature Boy. Okay. And like I said before we get to the video, like I said before, the difference between individuals like Nature Boy, Jay Morrison, and Polite compared to Umar is that Umar doesn't have any organization skills. He can't organize shit. I don't mean to laugh, but that's the truth. All right. Yeah, but that documentary is on Prime. It's called American Playboy. All right. Renee says, you and Umar are funny as hell. Blessings from him. wait. What? Don't put me in that, Renee. Don't put me on. Oh, no. Is that a compliment? I don't know. I don't know about that. You said me and Don't put us together like that. I don't know if I should be. Am I insulted right now? I don't even know. Am I offended? I'm a little offended by that. All right, thanks for the super chat. How's it going, Sequoia? We need to talk about. Yeah, I've already seen that one. Yeah, and it's true. There's a lot of them out there. There sure is. You know, that's what I always tell men. Just, you know, find you one good woman and just settle down and just be done with it. You ain't got time for all that shit. I don't even see how people have that time. Bill Cosby doing movies. He's doing comedy. You know, he's doing television shows. You know, he's doing all that. How do you have time to be doing? I don't even see how it's even possible. I just don't get it. I barely got time to get sleep these days. Anyway, okay, I think I got to everyone. Also, Tori says, "Damn, I can virtually feel the spit." No, okay, I got that one. Okay. Okay. All right, let's get back to the video. Here we go.
Kanye West took on the Untouchables and lived to tell about it. Kanye West took on the Untouchables and lived to tell about it. Kobe Bryant was also accused of sex assault.
Here we go.
And he was unalived because he tried to start his own professional basketball league headquartered in China. He also started his own player-led sneaker brand. Kobe Bryant. Look at what they doing to blackmail billionaires.
Umar's such a conspiracy theorist. And Kobe wasn't a billionaire either. Anyway.
Who don't bow down to the power structure. Look at what they do to the blackmail billionaires who don't bow down to the power structure. But the problem with you Negroes is y'all so used to. All right, Queen. Hold on, y'all. Butter almond.
Here we go.
How we doing, beautiful?
Yeah, Tata, I remember that. He said NBA is a suspect. I know.
Not on 17th Street.
Yeah, no, this is true. This is true, Jonathan. This is true. Yeah, you got a lot of people don't know that Nature Boy, he was in the what they call the adult film industry. and he was doing stuff. It wasn't heterosexual. I don't even want to get into that, but it's true. What you're saying is absolutely true, man. It's a fact. Okay. All right, here we go.
I see it. How you doing, Black King? Dr. Umar. All right, all right. Well, y'all get a minute.
Boy, this guy, he looking so bummy.
Come through. Okay, Queen.
By the way, I just want to make sure that I have this right. The Umar's ancestry, the Cuban, on the Cuban side, the birthplace was Santiago de Cuba. And they arrived in Pennsylvania in 1907. I won't give you guys the name. I'll give you the initials, NGM, male, and the race was it was white. Okay, and they were 40 when the petition, and I'm looking at the actual document right now. And this is what they call the United States of America Petition for Naturalization. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to correct myself because I said Grandpa Cicero. This could be Cicero. There just may be like a made up name, but just to be clear, this person, their initials is NGM. All right, let's go.
Appreciate you. Who we got pulling up on the prince right here?
Man, he looks so smoked out.
What up, Black King? How's everything? All right, man. Good to see you. We almost there, brother.
Yeah, I remember that, Uncle Nancy.
Line, you know? Yes, sir. Appreciate
Umar was giving. I should pull it up, but Umar was giving. He was doing these libations, and then he was saying Uncle Cicero, Uncle such Cicero. Then he said Uncle Nancy. I said, oh no. I said Uncle Nancy, huh?
You're looking out.
When y'all want the next 3 days?
Let me know.
Yeah, let's say 2 weeks you got for your dip again?
Yes, sir. 2 weeks before I dip again, and y'all showed us love, so I got to show you love. You feel me?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
All right.
Show me love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, fellas. All right, now.
Yeah. I grew up around Mexicans, people. Because I'm from San Diego. In fact, the school that I went to, the primary school that I went to, English was a second language. I don't know if they have schools like that anymore. For some reason, my mama put us in there. I think it's because it's close to my grandma's house. But all the classes were taught in Spanish except for English class. And I was in there like, what are these people? And I had to figure it out. I can read it real good. I just can't speak it because I haven't really spoken, to people in Spanish all that much. But that was in primary school. And then by the time 6th grade comes around, that's when I went to the performing arts school. And I was there from 6th grade. It was 6th to 12th. I was there from 6th to 12th grade. Was it 6th? Yeah, 6th to 12th grade. No, wait a minute. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Anyway. Okay. That's why I always have a lot of love for Mexican people because I grew up around them. Okay, here we go. It looked like he ain't dyed his hair like he normally do his beard. Poor guy.
If not me, who? If not here, where?
Here we go.
I'm looking forward to Wednesday night at the Arlington Draft House Comedy Club. I'm looking forward to Wednesday night, October the 16th, at the Arlington Draft House Comedy Club in Arlington, Virginia. I want to see my Howard University students at the Arlington Draft House Comedy Club Wednesday at 7. I want to see my Bowie State University students at the Arlington Draft House Comedy Club in Arlington, Virginia. I want to see my Morgan State, my Coppin State, my University of Washington, D.C., my HBCU Delaware State, HBCU University of Maryland Eastern Shore, my HBCU Howard, HBCU Bowie, HBCU Morgan State, HBCU Coppin State. I want to see all my Baltimore Queens, my Maryland Queens, my D.C. Queens, my Virginia Queens. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Black power.
I want to see all my queens pull up. Yes, yes, yes. It's going down. I ain't got no books with me. I apologize. I ain't got no books with me. But we going to take all the pictures we can extra tight. Extra tight pictures for the graduate students and the graduated. Undergrad sisters, we can't,
Shoemakes looked like he was possessed by the unclean spirit of the. Don't do that. Let's not do that, okay? What's the word? I'm not laughing. Okay? let's not do that. He said, what did he say? The unclean spirit. That's too much. All right. All right. I'm not laughing at that. He said the unclean spirit. Because it's not funny. Okay. I mean, it's true. That's why it's not funny. But it's not funny because it's the unclean spirit. We don't want to. All right. Thanks for the super chat. All right. My goodness gracious. That was, woo. Could you show Umar's love scene? No. Oh, no. Let me see if it's still up. Doctor, why you got to do this? Why you got to do this? What was it called? I think it was called, I don't even know if it ever came out. It was called Umar Conscious Awareness. Conscious Awareness. I have it downloaded so I can find it one way or the other, but let me see. Yeah, it's not coming up. I thought it was something like conscious. Anybody in the chat room remember? He said the okay. I thought it was called Awaken. Okay, thank you, X Freeman. Okay, Conscious Awaken. I do not want to do this. Awaken, but it's Tata. You know how we go. We gotta Tata. That's what Tata give Tata want. Wait, who was this right here? Hold on one second. Okay. Instead of playing it here, let me see. I know I've downloaded it. Let me go into my archive here. I had to buy another 4 terabyte hard drive just for the documentary I'm working on, and I still need to get at least 1 terabyte solid state drive so that I can so that my software will run quicker than it is right now. Because anyway, that's on the top. Let me see if I can pull it up. Where is this at? Seagate. Oh, I'm in the wrong. Oh no, here it is right here. Okay, so I can just type in Awaken. It'll come up. Oh, it didn't come up. Okay. I wonder where it's at then. Let me type in conscious. Oh, I can't. All kinds of video comes up under King Kong consciousness. Oh no, I know why. Because it's spelled. Okay, I got it. Hold on one second, everyone. It's spelled conscience. All right. And if it doesn't come up, matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and download it real quick. I have 1 terabyte to the box, so I can do this while I'm live streaming. And then I'm going to take but a second. I'll download the 1080 version, grab it, and I'll put it on my desktop, save it there, and it's downloading now. Yeah, I'll pull that up. I don't even know if it actually premiered anywhere or if it, because I would assume that it was going to be on YouTube, but it never premiered on YouTube. So I don't know what happened with that. Some of you guys may not even know what we're talking about here, but I'm going to pull it up. I thought she wanted to. I'll pull it up. I'll give him 1 second. Oh, it's already downloaded. Okay. All right. Let me pull it up for you all. Here we go. I'll play the whole thing, Tata. Here we go, right here. Oh, hold on 1 second. Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear the audio.
Doctor of clinical psychology and certified school psychologist, activist, lecturer, leader, teacher, professor. The list goes on. Author of Psychoacademic Holocaust, the Special Education and ADHD Wars Against Black Boys. The one and only, my brother.
Peace and black power.
There'll be
Make
much
no
more.
mistake, Cleveland. Every time we put a child in special education, that school gets paid. Special education is a business.
Go
The
down,
wise man makes his own decision, and ignorant man follows the public opinion.
way down in Egypt land.
Why are they playing Negro spirituals in the black background? That don't make no sense. How you gonna? At first it starts off as a horror movie. Did I say that right? A horror movie. So I say horror. It starts off as I got the same microphone that Umar was holding too. Okay, no relationship. We're not related. I guarantee it. We're not descendants. But why it starts off with a horror kind of feel to it, and the music is all creepy going down the halls. It looked like FDMG, but a clean version. But you know how it's creepy in there. And that's how it starts. And then all of a sudden it goes to the Negro spiritual. What in the world is going on here? And then you see what you see. I said, what in the world?
Doctor of clinical psychology and certified school psychologist, activist, lecturer, leader, teacher, professor. The list goes on. Author of Psychoacademic Holocaust, the Special Education and ADHD Wars Against Black Boys. The one and only, my brother.
Peace and black power.
It's so creepy.
Make no mistake, Cleveland. Every time we put a child in special education,
Even the color correction is creepy.
that school gets paid. Special education is a business.
Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell
What in the world? How they got Whoopi Goldberg in this too? That's crazy. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh to let my FDMG go. Tell old Pharaoh way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh to let FDMG go. Fuck. All right. This is wow. They got Whoopi Goldberg on here too. I can't believe this. All right. Let's keep going. I don't want to. Let's just go right here. Here we go.
Pharaoh.
I see your head has been asked in court.
What was that all about? And what's this? What in the world? This is weird. He talking to Whoopi, then all of a sudden this.
Pharaoh.
I see your head has been asked in court.
What did she say? I see your something. Let's keep going.
Understand that the IEP is not an individual education plan. The IEP
Dang, he looks way different even here compared to how he looked now. That's crazy.
Isn't it?
He still look like a poop, but still. And there's a barbed wire and shit. Is this some sort of a psychological thriller? A horror thriller? Something? What kind of movie is this? Anybody in the chat room, do you have any ideas? It can't be a romance. Maybe it's a romance. It's a horror, Lenon horror thriller romance, something to that effect. someone said, Professor Truth said, "Is this Tubi?" Y'all crazy. Professor Truth said, "Is this Tubi?" Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. That's what it reminds me of. This is crazy. I don't know. I don't even know if they ever finished it or anything. I wish I could find it. If I find it, I'll do a review of it. Anybody find it, let me know. Yeah, I know it does. That's what it seems like, Yolanda, because it's almost like Umar telling. No, I don't know, Black Earl. I don't know what the what the plot is exactly. Yeah, it's a motivational horror for the kids. It's a motivational horror movie for the kids. Look at this. He got barbed wire. Why you got barbed wire? I don't understand that. That's crazy. I know it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Okay. Let's finish this motivational horror film. Let's finish. Here we go.
Incarceration preparation program. The education of African children is our responsibility. Do for self, independence, African self-reliance. That's the spirit of Cleveland. Cleveland, Ohio, Mr. Black Power.
There she go. There she go. What was her name again? Oh, my camera went out again like last time. Let me refresh this, everybody. Matter of fact, no, can you guys still hear me? I'll let this play. I don't know why my camera did this yesterday. What's that lady's name? Can you guys still hear me? I can't remember. I want to say Justine or something like that. Dominique, I ain't reading that. Stop playing, man. That ain't even funny. Okay. All right, we're gonna play the rest of this and then I'll fix my camera afterwards. I can't remember what her name was, but she was in there crying that time. Dominique, cut it out. Boy, you tripping. Yeah, her name is Frances. That's her name. Yeah, thanks, James. Her name is Frances. She was in the gym crying and shit. That was so funny. It's like, oh, for the babies. I know. You ain't seen nothing yet. Okay. I mean, Dominique, man, you wrong, bro. Okay. Let me finish the rest of this, then I'm gonna fix my camera. Here we go.
Pharaoh! You heard me, boy. You
heard me, boy. What in the world? Pharaoh, you heard me, boy.
Pharaoh! You heard me, boy. You better let God's people go. See, I'm coming down, represent like the ghetto Moses. They call me Ross.
Black power.
Boy, this is wild. All right. Okay, let me refresh my screen so I get my camera back. I don't know why it does this. I'll be right back. Okay, can y'all hear and see me now? Only thing is I got to pull up all the videos again. Yeah, I'll put in a ticket for this issue because this is 2 days in a row, and I'm paying like $44 a month for this service. They up their service fee out of the blue for no good reason, and there's no way they just changed the levels, and they just automatically migrated people on the first level up to the first level for the next structure. And the next structure starts at like 40 something bucks. I said, y'all tripping, but it is what it is. Okay, so let me pull up Conscious Awaken, just in case if we have to come back to that. We may have to come back to that at a later time. Okay. And let me also pull up the video that we were covering for. We'll probably just get through this video for today. So that way we won't be here because yesterday we was here so long. But I'll be back tomorrow with another live stream. Here is, I think it's the pressure wash video. There's two of them actually. We're on the first one. Let me pull that up right here. Okay, let me get to these other super chats real quick, and thank you all again for tuning on in. There is a poll. Should a 50-year-old most requested scholar be living in his mama's closet? 83% say no, 17% say yes. If you haven't voted, go ahead and get your vote in as we begin to wind this show down. Hey, baby. Okay, let's see here. Let me just get these other super chats. I want to make sure I get to everyone. Thank everyone too for being here. Everyone in the Cook First chat, appreciate y'all. Let's see. Shoemake looks. Yeah, I got that one. Okay, we got that one. Okay, and it fits perfect because when we go to that movie, the movie is like some sort of a horror film. Okay, I got that. Tata, thank you so much for the super chat. And then Sasha Love says, "I'm late. Like the HVAC stuck on the crane yard getting installed on Halloween 2000." Yeah. You got the date absolutely right, and that's what Umar was saying. That was in 2000. Wow, that was in was that 2019? That couldn't have been 2019. It could have been 2019. Was that no? I think it was 2022, right? When he said that they were going to install it on Halloween. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at my notes. But you're right about the Halloween part. At the very least, you're right about that. What Umar was telling people was that he kept delaying the HVAC delivery and installation. He kept delaying it. It was going, and the whole HVAC saga went on for like a year and a half. It might have been 2 years or something like that. That's why I thought it was later than 2019. But inevitably, what ends up happening is he claims to have purchased it, but then he keeps telling people, well, we're waiting for it to be delivered. And he said it was sitting at a crane yard. And then all these months go by, and he keeps making all these excuses, which he normally does. He just makes excuse after excuse. And then I remember one time we were watching this video. This was years ago, and Umar says, yeah, they're going to be installing it. They're going to be bringing it and installing it and lifting up on the roof on Halloween. I think he said October 31st, Halloween. And I said, what company is going to bring a massive HVAC unit that's on a crane, bring it to a school location on Halloween, and lift it up onto the top of the roof of a building and quote unquote tie it in, as Umar claims? So ridiculous. But I remember that. I remember there's so many different things, Sasha, that I forgot about. But if you know, when I'm reminded of it, it just when people remind me of these things, it reinforces how ridiculous this whole saga has been. And it's not just with the idea of opening up a school; it's everything that's associated with it. I mean, we can even throw in this movie that he was supposed to be. I don't even know if they finished it or not, but we can throw this as part of the saga too. But there's so many other things that we can throw in here. You know, I remember he found a new room, and he's at the end of the street. There's a room he couldn't get into because it was like a storage room because he didn't have the key. So he had a locksmith come out. It was a white locksmith too. He was clowning him on that. And they end up cutting through the door. They open up the door, and walks up in there. That's where he found all the paint that he used to paint the outside of the buildings. But what ended up happening is while he's walking, there's another video he's walking through there. He's talking about all the things he's going to do in there. He says, yeah, we might turn this into the cafe. I said, what? I mean, it was a very small, low roof. The kid's going to be working in here. I mean, it's been so many different things that comes to mind. But that HVAC saga, that's probably one of the preeminent issues that I can remember, because that was just crazy, absolutely crazy. But he sure did. He said Halloween, that they were going to deliver it on Halloween. As you know, this guy's a liar. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, we got so blowed off during this show, but we're gonna be wrapping this up in just a little bit. Thank you so much, Sigma, for the super chat. Thanks, Sasha Love and Tata as well. Iceman Vamp says, I had to go somewhere and just came back. What in the cookie crush? Yeah, it's wild. I'm gonna find. I'm gonna do a little research and see if that movie is available anywhere. It's called Conscious Awaken. Yeah, I think that's what it was. In fact, let me make sure. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it again. I just want to see what.
doctor of clinical psychology and certified school psychologist, activist, lecturer, leader, teacher, professor. The list goes on. Author of Psychoacademic Holocaust, the Special Education and ADHD Wars Against Black Boys. The one and only my brother.
Peace and black power.
Awaken.
Make no mistake, Cleveland. Every time we put a child in special education, that school gets paid. Special education is a business.
Go down, Moses.
Then they got the drums in the back.
Way down in Egypt land, Pharaoh.
I see your past ass in court.
Understand that the IEP is not an individual education plan. The IEP is an incarceration preparation program. The education of African children is our responsibility. Do for self, independence, African self-reliance. That's the spirit of Cleveland. Cleveland, Ohio, Mr. Black Power, Noise, brothers and sisters.
Pharaoh! You heard me, boy. You better let God's people go. See, I'm coming down, represent like the ghetto moles. They call me Ross.
Black power.
The audio is horrible too. You're supposed to normalize. There's like no normalization and stuff going over the top of other stuff. Just anyway. People keep saying it's on Tubi. I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna look after this show. I'm gonna go see if it's on Tubi. If it is, I'm gonna download it. Okay, that's Iceman. That's what you came back to. All right, thanks for the super chat. Shasta Love says, I thought it was called Awaken of the Conscious. yeah, Awaken of the Conscious Cookie Crusher. yeah. No, I don't even know what the plot is. Let me just look up something real quick, because maybe I wonder if they have a IDBM page, whatever. Conscience Awaken movie. Yeah, the only thing I see is the that trailer that is from February of 2023. There's a film review. Is this it? No, this is another. It is a short film that depicts the blind horror of terrorism and acts by terror. No, that's another movie called Conscious. It's called Conscious Awakening. Let me put this in this way. Yeah, I don't see anything coming up for it. Yeah, the only thing I see is the trailer. Let me go back to the trailer on YouTube and see. No description. They didn't add any description to it or anything. It does say that it hits theaters May 19th, 2023. And it says update. Someone stole the chairs. This is Joe Flow 78. Then it says hits theaters June 7th, 2023. Then it says the HVAC broke down yesterday. Then they said hits theaters July 17th, 2023. Someone threw a rock through the window. Someone said, you down bad for this, Doc. Somebody said, looks exactly like I thought. Some janky ass bullshit. Oh no, this is sad. Someone said maybe the school will be built. Maybe the school will be built in the movie. Black people funny, boy. Black people so funny. Tubi gonna be lit. Tubi gonna be lit with this one. Boy, this is wild. It said, why did they have the Conjuring music during this trailer? Is this a horror? Is this a horror movie? Oh, Erica was there. She said, looks like a remix of the movie Malcolm X and Baby Boy. Erica, why you doing like that? Erica, why you do him like that? Don't do that. It's good to see the Cookie Crush chat was in the building at that time. That's wild. Gator Girl said, did he take his paycheck from this to finally finish the HVAC? Oh, man, you all crazy. Woo. Okay. Let me get about this. That's and people just clowning him the whole time. There's no positive comments. Well, someone said I'm gonna. They can't wait. But all right. Anyway, there you go, Sasha Love. Okay, let's finish this up. Who is Harold and what did he do? I don't know. Oh, at the end, I don't know. I don't know what that guy was saying. It didn't make no sense to me. I have no clue. The audio quality is so horrible. Let me see.
Boy, you better let God. Oh, you heard me, boy. Pharaoh, you heard me, boy.
Oh, he's saying Pharaoh.
You better let God's people go. See, I'm coming down, represent like the ghetto moles. They call me Ross.
Black power.
The Soul Train. It's the Black Conscious Soul Train, family. All right, thanks, Tata. Thanks, Tata. You done got us blowed off. Barry says, what creeps me out is how Umar's carnal fantasies seep into every video. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Even when I remember one of the first times I knew something was wrong with Umar from a, I don't know what the term would be. I guess a psychosexual perspective was when he was in the abandoned buildings and there was a little boy in there and he was talking about little girls and he said something like the little girls are going to jump on the boy's back and say, take these rotten cookies or something like that. And I said, what in the world? So Barry, part of what I'm saying is for him to do that, first of all, for him to even conceptualize something like that is crazy. He's such a deviant. But then for him to do that while he's in this, so this was early on, 2019, for him to do that when he's inside of a building that he's supposed to be opening up to children, for him to say something like that, that's when I knew that something was wrong with this guy. It was so clear to me. Okay? And it doesn't matter what video you watch of Umar, okay, you're going to find him make some sort of reference, some sort of sexualized reference. And I can't say in all videos, but in the vast majority, overwhelmingly, okay, I would say 95% of the time, maybe 94% of the time, that you will hear Umar, he has to go there for some reason, and it's totally unnecessary, but that just goes to show you where Umar's mind is at. Barry, without saying too much, you know, there's pictures that you guys can go and look at when Umar was a teenager, and then you go watch Hidden Colors. And I'm going to leave it at that. Thankful Soup Chat, Barry. Yeah, he always does that. It's like he can't help himself. See, real quick, I think part of it is that any platform that he's able to get at any given time, he can't help himself but to express these carnal desires because a lot of it is suppressed, and it has been suppressed. And because the internet, like we said earlier, I can't remember who said, but it's so true. He's a social media influencer. What social media, his platform allows him to be able to not only speak about things, but also to get things off of his chest, things that he's been holding on to, things, thoughts and ideas that he's been holding. Some of them are you know, little out there, you know, but because he has this large audience, he starts talking and then he starts projecting. And then all of a sudden here he's talking about pina colada and mocha and hot fudge and Cinnabons and peach cobbler, you know, and crushing cookies and business before back shots. That's what he initially said. If you guys remember that hit the one, he initially said business before back shots. See, but we clowned him and we checked him on it, so he changed it to something else. I can't remember what he says now. He says something business before the bedroom, I think. See, but all of that kind of stuff, that's Umar. It's internalized stuff. A lot of it is stuff that goes. Well, let me stop right there, Barry. I'm gonna stop right there. He can't help himself. Yeah, the main one was politics over Punani, but he actually said business before back shots. I said, what did he say? And we clowned the shit out of him. And then after that, he never said it again. He changed it. Yeah, y'all remember that? Crazy. Yeah, well, really conscious over the cookies. That's the main one. No, he is. He really is. Like, there's really something wrong with him. Yeah. Yeah, that's another one. Revolution over romance. But you see all of this, it's carnal. Like Barry was saying, that's just all this stuff coming out. He just comes up with these phrases to make it quote unquote conscious. You see, Umar, he's interesting. He really is. Okay, yeah, that's what he says. He be saying business before the bedroom. FDMG people sent in a super sticker. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, and thanks everyone for sending super chats today and also yesterday. I really appreciate you guys. Bless me and thank you guys. I do not take it for granted. I appreciate the support. Hope you guys have been enjoying these shows. We'll be back tomorrow with another show. I was away for a while, so I'm trying to at least put some more content up here because I kind of felt bad, but I had to handle some things. You know what I'm saying? Let's finish up with this video, and then we'll close out this show. But I will be back tomorrow with another live stream. Let me see. Let me pull this up right here. Here we go.
Brother King Kong Consciousness, the notorious RBG. They are taking down all black. Finish line, you know? Right. Yes, sir. Appreciate the love, man.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Let me go see it.
Next free day.
Let me know.
Yeah, let's say 2 weeks you got for your dip again?
Yes, sir. 2 weeks before I dip again. And y'all showed us love, so I got to show you love. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, I see it right there.
Come back. I'm just gonna finish it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, fellas. All right, now.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put in see him snorting. I'm gonna put in a ticket with StreamYard for what are these called to get? Not super chats, but super stickers. So super stickers don't show. So and then the other thing is I'll put in a ticket for my webcam cut out 2 live streams in a row. I know what they're gonna say. Something wrong with your webcam. No, it wasn't anything wrong with my webcam for all these years before you guys switched things up, and now I got to pay $44. I ain't gonna play no. Thank the Lord, I got money to pay for it. Out 2 live streams in a row. Okay, I'm gonna put in tickets for that. Here we go. Dang, look at the difference just between that and this when he did this video.
Certified professor of psychoactive ADHD boys.
Some black.
Special every time we put.
See this? Damn. Quick question, chat. Y'all see this?
Special.
Wow. And this, when was this? This conscious awakening is from February of 2023. So, you know, in less than 2 years. Damn. Yeah, it is.
If not me, who? If not here, where?
Yeah. I don't think it's that his beard is ashy. I think. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say it that way. I got what you said. But you guys do realize that Umar, he dyes his beard. I mean, if you want to do that, you can do it. I'm just not into that. Okay, I got a wife. I'm good. I don't have to impress nobody. Plus these older, women and old women, they like that. I'll be at Walmart. They be, can I help you, young man? I said, ma'am, I'm fine. Yeah. I see all that gray in your beard. I said, yeah. You got gray on your chest? Yeah. You probably got gray down below too. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm just trying to get me some chips. What are you talking about? So I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? But what's funny is that Umar, he will talk all this mess about what you black women need to do, but he'll go in there and he will definitely put that. I don't even know what it's called. What they put in the beard. I guess it's some sort of a dye. But see, Ike, when he really gets smoked out, I'm just being real here. I don't mean to, I'm not saying this to be mean, but when he really gets smoked out, he doesn't even take care of that stuff, and that's why his beard is looking ashy right now. You see. But real quick, I should pull up the message, but I've been thinking maybe I should do some videos where I just address these people who are Umar Johnson defenders and apologists. Really, a lot of them are just apologists. There's a difference between, well, I guess they also defend, but there's people who strictly defend Umar, but then there are also people who are what I would consider to be apologists. But one of the things, and then we're almost done, y'all. One of the things that I got a message from someone recently, and they were talking about, well, Leonard, a lot of what you said about Umar is true, and I get it, and I appreciate that. But he says, but you saying that he doesn't take care of himself, and that's going too far. No, it's not going too far. Umar, listen, it's not even just that Umar doesn't take care of himself; it's that Umar doesn't know how to take care of himself. That's why he still lives with his mama. And he's always asking people, especially you women, to do stuff for him. He did recently. He told y'all to come and bring him a plate. Who gets online and tells the women on his live stream to bring me a plate? What you cooking? Where we gonna meet at? Can we go out to eat? Presumably they're gonna cook for him and they're gonna pay for it because they ain't got no money. See, so when I say those types of things, it's not hyperbole. That's my point. It's not hyperbole. There's times I engage in hyperbole. It's more for a comedic effect. But when I say things like Umar doesn't know how to take care of himself, I'm saying that Umar does not know how to take care of himself. See, I'm gonna tell you what I think, and then we're gonna finish this up. Okay, but this is speculation on my part. Umar went to a military school. Chamberlain Hunt Military Academy, something that for veterans children, something that for being, because his father was in Jamal Johnson was in the military. His family, his children in particular, were afforded the opportunity to go to this boarding school. It was a private school, boarding school, okay? And it was military. Okay, so they taught them military stuff, right? Well, in any military school, they have very strict rules and guidelines. And one of the things is that you have to keep things clean. Everything has to be folded a certain time. Anyone here in the military or been in the military or have people in the military in your family, and you have to fold things a particular way. Your shoes have to shine a certain way. They have to be tucked in. Your socks have to be a certain way. There's a regimen to everything. You get up at a certain time. It's time to eat. It's time to do this. It's time to do this. Time to do this. But one of the central things is to make sure that everything has its place and everything is neat and tidy. Well, if Umar goes into that type of environment as a child in the 9th grade, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 9th, it could have been in the 8th grade in point of fact, but I'm just going to go with the 9th grade because he's said 5 years one time. One time he said 4.5 years, but that's besides the point. But he's going into this environment where he's not used to that type of structure. But while he's there, he has to perform every single day. He has to make sure that everything is in order. Everything's in order. But it's not that he was raised that way. It was that he was put in an environment that he had to be that way, and he basically had to conform to that type of a thing. And anyone, if you have been in the military, you know what I'm talking about. I've never been in the military. If you have family members, but that's how things go. Okay, same thing in Starfleet. That's why sci-fi stuff. Starfleet is the same way. Okay, now I will speculate here that once Umar got out of that environment, he didn't have the self-discipline to continue to do those types of things. And it was only because he had people who were watching over him and over the rest of the students, dictating to them what they need to do. And they would fall in line because as a matter of practice, this was something that they had to do as a regiment. But once he gets out of that environment and doesn't have someone dictating to him what he needs to do and when he needs to do it, he can't do it himself. What does that sound like? FDMG. And so when Umar gets out of that environment, he's going off to college. I'm sure that he probably just lost any type of sense of trying to keep things clean, keep things organized. And as the years have progressed, it's gotten worse and worse and worse. By the time he gets out of school, and when he was in college, I have to pull up the timeline. He was in college for 12 years or something like that. But by the time he gets out, he's in a situation where he can't depend on student loans to take care of himself. He has to start working, but he doesn't have the training needed outside of having someone else dictate to him what he needs to do in his life. And so now everything goes and becomes a disarray. And from that point on, everything begins to deteriorate. He had a career lined up for him. He works for 5 years, but then he causes problems over and over and over again. At a certain point, the Philadelphia School District wouldn't deal with him anymore. And so at a certain point, okay, he has this option to start speaking in these Black conscious spaces. But in his personal life and in terms of how he's able to deal day by day, he still does not know how to keep things organized. He doesn't know how to organize. He doesn't know how to keep. And so then when he flips that phone, it's reflective of everything, the culmination of all of that. See, if Umar had someone dictating to him what he needs to do every single day, and he wasn't so arrogant as he is these days, and the ego wasn't so inflated, he would be able to function. See, but that's what boys need. See, that's why I look at Umar like he's like a little brother, okay, like a little brother. And my job is to get him in line. And what he needs to do is focus on getting his life in order so that he can get some discipline and be disciplined enough to at least clean up shit. And if you can clean things up and get things organized, then you can organize on a massive scale. But he's not going to get to that point either because he don't know what he's doing anyway. But the point is that my speculation is that Umar was never in an environment where he developed within his own self, his own volition, to where he would say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to keep things tidy, I'm going to have a plan, and I'm going to follow the plan, I'm going to follow this plan indefinitely so that I can get from point A to point Z. He's never had that, except when he was in the military academy. And because he gets out and he doesn't have that within him, all we've seen since that time is the degradation of Umar Johnson to where he's at today. And that's why he's sitting up here looking like this in 2024. See, even his hair is reflective of this, in my opinion. Okay, let's go.
I'm looking forward to Wednesday night at the Arlington Draft House Comedy Club. I'm looking forward to Wednesday night, October the 16th, at the Arlington Draft House Comedy Club in Arlington, Virginia. I want to see my Howard University students at the Arlington.
I know, Barry. Barry, that's how the women are. You know, these women these days, you know how they are. Pierre said, Lenon almost got invited to a Walmart free call. I did. I had a granny side. I was a side piece, though. That's the sad part about it. Yeah, I didn't know. Anyway, Blackwood, what's up? Blackwood says, nah, Lenon, Umar's beard is ashy because he had his face and so. Oh, don't do that. No. We must stay focused. We must stay focused. Okay, consciousness over whatever it was. I don't know. Okay, thanks Blackwood for the super chat. Okay, let's finish this up, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed the show. If you are enjoying the show, please hit the like button as we wind this down. Okay, here we go. Thanks, everyone. Here we go.
Draft House Comedy Club Wednesday at 7. I want to see my Bowie State University students at the Arlington Draft House Comedy Club in Arlington, Virginia. I want to see my Morgan State, my Coppin State, my University of Washington, D.C., my HBCU Delaware State, HBCU University of Maryland Eastern Shore, my HBCU Howard, HBCU Bowie, HBCU Morgan State, HBCU Coppin State. I want to see all my Baltimore Queens, my Maryland Queens, my D.C. Queens, my Virginia Queens. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I want to see all my queens.
What's up, information man? Let me give some shout outs. Alicia's in the building too.
Yes.
Still rain.
Yes. Yes.
And you are dreaming right now.
It's going down.
What's up, last
I ain't got no books with me. I apologize. I ain't got no books with me.
Anita's
but we're going to take all the pictures we can.
Southern
extra tight.
Charm. Extra tight.
Extra tight pictures for the graduate students and the graduated. Undergrad
there
sisters.
You go.
We can't, you know. Y'all my little sisters. We got to have a little space in there. Y'all not grown. Y'all not grown yet. Y'all not grown. Y'all not grown. The day after tomorrow, not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. I'm going to find out which fraternity is representing the most Wednesday night. I'm going to say, are the Qs in the building? I'm going to see how loud the Qs going to bark. I'm going to say, are the Phi Alpha in the building? And
yeah, there you go right there. So both parents were Army, and I'm USAF. That's United States Air Force veteran. So yes, everything is regimented and squared off. Yeah. You know, and some people can adapt to that, and then not only do they adapt to it, but they inculcate it. In other words, they learn it, and they can actually teach it to other people. And so once they get out the military, they will still have that level of discipline. Okay, and it doesn't mean that they have to be as disciplined as they would be, but at least they have a level of discipline to where they can be orderly and they can have things organized. Whereas with Umar, it's the opposite, you know. And to see when he flipped that phone, that was one of the most telling instances in this whole Umar Johnson saga. In fact, Barry, I think that him flipping the phone is one of the most underrated events in this whole Umar Johnson saga. I mean, we can put the SETI rant up there. That's up there for sure. The acquisition of these buildings, that's up there too. The HVAC saga, that's up there too. The blueprints, that's up there too. There's plenty of other things we can throw up. The Lord Jamar interviews up there. Okay. But in my opinion, the video where Umar flips his phone and showed his living conditions. His mama lived in there too, by the way. He was just downstairs. When he flipped that phone and showed the living conditions and the filth that he was living in, that is so underrated in all of this. It kind of gets lost in the sauce. But I think that it reveals a lot about why it is that Umar, his path, because it just didn't end there. You know, it's still ongoing to this day. That there's some serious issues that he needs to resolve and get through. And I think it has more to do with his mental health than anything else, but also self-discipline. Perhaps if he was in the military and he stayed in the military, it was a regimen and it was something that he had to adhere to, maybe he would have been able to, you know, get from point A to point Z and get things done and then, you know, live a life where that's fruitful and where he's actually producing things, you know. But that's not the case with Umar. He really hasn't produced anything. And I'm not saying that to disparage Umar. I'm saying that as a matter of fact. See, it wouldn't really matter if Umar wasn't so boastful and arrogant and narcissistic in point of fact, wherein he claims that he's this great leader and all these wonderful things that he does and all these. If he didn't do all of that, it really wouldn't matter. But the fact that he says all those things and none of it's true, it's just incredible to me, you know. But I think it has more to do with his inability to organize and go from point A to point Z. He needs someone to show him the way. He's like a little child. I call it that's little Jermaine. That's Umar. Yeah. This Umar saga it's really interesting. It really is. Okay, let's finish this up. Let's get it. Show me love. Yeah, Pam. How's it going, Pam? I'm gonna play that to close out too. Let me go pull that up. We'll play that to close out the live stream. That'd be a good way to close out this live stream. Thanks, Pam, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Okay, let's finish this video right here. There's only about a minute left. Here we go.
They're gonna bark. I'm going to see if the Kappas is barking the loudest. I'm going to see if the Sigmas and the Iotas. I'm going to see if my Delta Queens is skeeting or the AKA Queens or the SG Road Queens or the Z5B Queens. And oh yeah, I'm going to find out which HBCU is running the DMV area. I'm going to find out if Bowie State is running the DMV HBCU scene. I'm going to find out if Morgan State is running the DMV HBCU scene. I'm going to find out if Coppin State is running the DMV HBCU scene. I'm going to find out if the University of Maryland Eastern Shore is running the HBCU.
What is this? Why does any of this why does this matter? You're 50, living in your mama closet. Why does this matter when you're 50? What's up, 78 vet and KK? I don't understand why this even matters. And Jimmy Jamboree, why does this matter when you're 50?
HBCU DMV scene. Is HBCU Delaware State running it? We're going to find out.
What?
And I'm going to take a picture with all the AKA alumni queens and all the Zeta Phi Beta alumni queens and all the Delta Sigma Theta alumni queens and all the Alpha Kappa Alpha. And how you doing, King?
Remember, he called that white guy.
It's going down the day after tomorrow. Doors open in 48 hours. It's going down the day after tomorrow. Doors open up in 48 hours. It's going down the day after tomorrow. Doors open up in 48 hours, family.
48 hours. Snorting again.
Nah, I support the Divine Nine because not everybody in the Divine Nine is a sellout. You got a lot of hard-working grassroots people. Remember now, Dr. King was the alpha. He died for the race. Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad was an Omega Psi Phi. So we got soldiers in there. I'm never going to turn my back on the Divine Nine. We have to inspire them to be what we need them to be. Stop tearing people down. Inspire
Look
them
who's
to
talking.
be what we need them to be.
Look who's talking. He's the one that he always talking mess about people. That's all he do.
My ladies, y'all still didn't tell me what was for dessert with them lamb chops.
Here we go.
Y'all still didn't tell me what was for dessert with them lamb chops. Y'all still didn't tell me what was for dessert with them lamb chops. You can't resist the snow bunnies. 1,000 lashes and your melanin has been snatched. You have now been completely dismissed from the African race. We hope Caucasian nation will accept you as one of their own because your melanin is snatched. Your melanin is snatched. Your melanin is snatched. They going after Kanye and Diddy. Eric Adams. Y'all don't see the war on black men? A side of Cinnabons. You need to cut it out. She said a side of Cinnabons. Cut it out. She said cut it out. Cinnabons will get you in child support court. Cinnabons will get you in child support court. Listen.
Here you go.
Who tapping in with the Prince one time? Who tapping in with King Kong? That's what I want to know. It's time for the tap-ins. Who tapping in? It's time for the tap-ins. Who tapping in?
I have the video where people call in.
It's time for the tap-ins. Who tapping in, brothers and sisters? Let's tap in. Let's tap in. Who tapping in?
All right, that should be it.
What's going on with the tap-in?
So he does do another second part of this live. I have the video, but I don't really want to. I don't like doing the videos where there's people calling in because I think sometimes it's just not a good look for those people. I don't want to be clowning Umar and then people think I'm clowning the people, even though some of them probably deserve it. But I just don't want to do that. What I want to do though, real quick, and it's only going to take about 2 minutes, is we were talking about this yesterday, and how Umar he posts these videos on his YouTube page, or he reposts these videos on his YouTube, not on his YouTube page. He doesn't have a YouTube page. As a matter of fact, on his Instagram page. And I want to give you guys some examples real quick. James did say that Umar posted something yesterday, but by the time I went back onto his Umar's Instagram page, Umar took it down. And what James said that Umar posted was of a white woman, a full figured, I guess you would say, a full figured white woman who was getting a massage on her buttocks. And that's what, again, I didn't see the video. So James is credible from my vantage point. He's sent me all kind of stuff especially like over the last 6 months or so. A lot of stuff he sent me, I'm actually going to have inside the document. Not a lot, but there's some stuff inside of they sent me that's going to go in the documentary. But the thing is that even though I didn't get to see it, I wouldn't be surprised. And the reason why is because Umar has a history of that. He talks a lot about the Snow Bunny crisis and how we shouldn't be dating outside the race. Meanwhile, he's not dating a black woman. He's just sexually exploiting black women. There's a difference. And he's not committed to a black woman. He's just sexually exploiting a black woman. There's a difference. He's not married to a black woman. He's just sexually exploiting black women. There's a difference. He doesn't love black women. He's just sexually exploiting black women. There's a difference. Okay. And I said it before, he doesn't like black women. He does. I think it has to do with his mama. It's real twisted. The nature of their relationship is really twisted. He doesn't like black women. He just sexually exploits them and financially exploits them too. However, I want to point something out that even though he talks about the Snow Bunny, and to see my thing that went out again, I'll keep talking and I'm gonna pull this video. Matter of fact, I'll pull the video up right now. Y'all to look at it while I'm talking, then I'll play it. Then we'll close out this live stream. I'm gonna do a screen share. I won't play the audio on these, okay, if you guys don't mind. Here's the first one. Okay, let me know if you guys can still hear me too, by the way. All right, so this is one of the videos that Umar posted, and this is from December 28, 2023. He talked all the stuff about how white women this and white women that, but he will post these types of videos. And on one hand, I guess it's a criticism of the black men who are in these videos. But then on the other hand, I actually think that it's just Umar, he has these repressed feelings and emotions associated with white women, and that he wants to get crushed the white cookie. And listen, it is what it is. A woman is a woman as far as I'm concerned. I'm married. I ain't got no time anyway. Okay. But all that talk, he will post something like this. And here it is right here. This is y'all's principal. This is what y'all's principal is posting on his Instagram page. I think he's jealous, to be honest with you. He wish he was that brother right there. She grooving though too. I ain't gonna lie. She getting it in. She ain't playing. All right, that's one. Here's another one that Umar posted or reposted. I think Umar probably wishes that was him because you got the little kufi on or whatever. This is crazy. I said, what in the world? This Umar posted this. This is from July 6th. Moving along. This is another one he posted September 19, 2023. I don't know what in the world. What in the world? Can someone please explain this to me? Someone please. I don't know what is going on. It's crazy. She's so happy. This could just be a skit though anyway. You know what I'm saying? This may not even be real. Look at this guy. What do y'all think? Kicker said, is this real? Or are they just, trolling people? Let me know in the chat room. Real or troll? Okay. I'm gonna say real because her smile. Her smile. She was. I should laugh. I should not laugh. Okay. Someone said she has money. Secure in the back. Oh my goodness. Okay, then here's the last one right here. This is from January 10th, 2023. Maybe Charlotte Umar. But Umar reposted this. What in the world? Don't this guy look like a young 50 Cent? Look at him. Okay. All right. That's enough. Okay. Thank you all so much for tuning all in. I'm going to have to refresh this so we can play an outro. So let me do that right now. I want to thank everyone for tuning on in. Give me like 10 seconds. Here we go. Okay, I'm back. And I think you guys can hear me. Okay, thank you all so much for tuning on. I hope you enjoyed the show. Did I close out this poll? Let me make sure. I think I did. I think I closed the poll out earlier. No, I didn't. I did. Okay. So, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay, real quick. The poll, the final tally should 50-year-old most requested scholar be living in his mama's closet. 17% said yes, and 83% said no. I want to thank everyone who voted on that poll. I appreciate it. You know what? I think I did end it. It's just not letting me click on it for some reason. Maybe my screen froze on this side too. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I will be back tomorrow with another live stream. I think we'll pick up with one of the videos where Umar is faded. He obviously was turning the heat down. There's 2 videos. We'll cover those tomorrow, and then we'll be back Thursday too. Thursday may be actually earlier on in the day, but in any event, I wanted to do at least 4 videos this week because I've been gone for a couple of weeks. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you, everyone inside the Cookie Crush chat. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for all the support. Also, thank you for supporting each other. That's a huge one. I always appreciate the support that we send to each other throughout the years. I mean, I've always appreciated it. I don't take it for granted. I also want to thank everyone who sent in super chats. I don't take any of that for granted. I appreciate all the support. And I always take a moment to thank people. It's the right thing to do. And you are appreciated. I also want to thank everyone in the Cookie Crush chat, okay, for coming and joining and kicking it with me and kicking with all of us during these live streams. I enjoy it, and we'll be back tomorrow for another live stream. I want to close out with this. Normally we have the theme song, but we're going to do this right here, as we always do.
Bells in front of bell, collar for the dreaming. To the rest step of this head, that did the hoops screaming. Get it from money, alcohol, the feed, and from best far, ball, and jump, and superstar. To the body, the rhythm, die, the count, and the chip. That's right.
That's right.
What we do. The low man, like a slow jam. It's West Side, so you know that I'm bad on the no man. To the band, put it up on beat from Dre. To the leg from Oakland to the back down. Show me love. Inside about it. West Side, where y'all at?
West Side.
I rocks with California.
No, West Side. We don't mess with you. I was gonna use the other word, but but I ain't gonna do that for this show. yeah. He don't know the words. He don't know the words. You know, real quick, and thank y'all again for tuning on. What I'm thinking of doing is actually having that in a document. But let me not say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, maybe I'll surprise y'all with that. Okay. Thank y'all again for tuning on in. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Please enjoy the rest of the evening. All right. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and I'll talk with y'all very, very soon. Okay. Take care. Peace.